By Pella Windows and Doors of Wisconsin.
The Thursday edition. The bye week is flying by edition. The Tim Van Voren, not scheduled to appear, but we're going to hear from him? I love TVV. We should get him on the show once in a while. Edition. Speaking of someone we get on the show once in a while, and we're always really excited when we get him, scheduled to appear. And Jesse billing him as a Ford C. Frick Award finalist. It's our buddy Brian Anderson scheduled to appear. Edition. And could the Packers keep Romeo Doubs? Interesting nuggets, couched though it may have been, from Jeremy Fowler that caught my attention.
They call him the Big Broacher.
I love it when you call me Big Coucher. I do a radio show with Mark Tauscher. Edition of Wilde Tausch.
If we were singing that song before all these breaks, maybe we'd still be on Spotify.
We got to get that fixed. On 94.5 ESPN Milwaukee, 100.5 ESPN Madison, 1430 ESPN Beaver Dam. ESPNWisconsin.com, the ESPN app. Your Alexa smart speaker, streaming live video, Twitter, Facebook, YouTube, and of course,
Spotify.
Everything you need. And the all-new, all redesigned, all free, all customizable. You know, I want to be clear on this. We're joking around.
No,
it's
I'm
gallows
frustrated.
humor.
No. I want to make sure I'm clear on this. I'm very frustrated.
Yes, so am I.
If we weren't
Mike
laughing,
McCarthy
we would cry.
frustrated.
There you go. Very frustrating.
Thank you, Jesse.
Good work, Jesse. I'm Jason Wilde in Green Bay. Jesse Nelson is in the Everlight Solar ESPN Madison studios. And correct me if I'm wrong, for the second consecutive day.
What the heck are you doing here?
What are you doing?
What do you mean? What am
here?
I doing here? You guys, I'm not gonna go down.
Like it's normal for you to be in the studio 2 days in a row.
Back-to-back days.
Like, we're the
Exactly.
crazy ones.
It's a fair question.
I'll tell you what. Ever since Ashton has taken over, I'm coming in a lot more. Did you notice that? I feel more
No.
love. I feel more welcomed.
No.
Now I'm here, baby. Of course I'm in studio, baby. Let's go. I can't tell because there's nothing set up. There's no show sheet.
Because nobody was expecting you, even though you're in the studio a lot more nowadays. Seriously, what's going on? You got something big going on?
Maybe.
You got something cooking?
Yeah, maybe I got a little something cooking. Sure.
You're not going to tell us about it.
No. Well, it's nothing that you're going to care about. And I'm not, unlike Jesse, I'm not going to go into a 20-minute soliloquy on a vacation that seems like YouTube couldn't stand listening to. No offense.
None taken. They definitely did not enjoy.
Little taken.
Welcome to the show. Great to have you. We have Brian Anderson scheduled to appear. How closely?
Oh, nice job, Chell.
You're
All right.
welcome.
Yeah, it's awesome. You know, BA's the man. He still works for TNT, right? Even
Yes.
though hoops, but he will no longer do NBA.
That is my
they don't have
understanding.
NBA.
Right.
Well, I understand, but Reggie Miller left. He went to wherever.
Yeah, he didn't.
Which I'm still amazed.
BA didn't leave.
People must love Reggie.
BA is
Not on this program.
BA is #1 on the MLB on TBS crew, so he's doing the Phillies-Dodgers series
Another slight to the Brewers.
and the NLCS. He'll be on the call for
That'd
TBS.
be Brew Crew Dodgers.
Could be.
Yes, let's go.
He also does tennis.
Yeah, that's awesome, by the way. Yeah, he's a jack of all trades.
He will join us at 9:30. In the interim. What?
No, I mean, I can't see you, so I can't talk, but...
Why can't you see me?
Because I didn't tell Jesse that I was coming in. That's on me. Hey, Jell. No, that's on me. Romeo Doubs. I saw this little brooch. I'm assuming that's what you were thinking about. There you are, Jell. Look at this guy. What a hero. Look at him. There's no cameras on, so you're not up.
There are.
Oh, there is. I still don't. Do you really think that they're going to re-sign Romeo?
All right, so I would like to. I'm going to say this for both Michael in the YouTube comments and for everyone else. I am not anti-Romeo Doubs in any way. I also, as Ted Lasso says, which is my favorite television show, I would hope that either none of us or all of us are judged by our worst moments. Unfortunately, in the National Football League, whether it's right or wrong, whether it's unfair or not, that the stuff that happened literally a year ago, I wrote about it at channel3000.com today, like it was after the fourth game. In fact, today is Thursday. It was the Thursday of game week going into the Rams game when he not only didn't show up for work, but didn't tell anyone. Like, didn't even say, hey, I'm not coming in because this...
Like me coming into studio. I didn't tell anyone.
Well, yeah, but the opposite. You came to work. But, like, he didn't even tell anyone, I'm not coming in. I'm pissed off about my role or whatever it is. And again, I don't make light of people if they have a mental health episode, okay? No one knew, and they were worried. They sent team officials to his home to do essentially a wellness check. And he answered the door and told them, yeah, I'm not coming to work. I don't like the game plan or whatever he did. Yep. So it was week 5 of last season. And Matt LaFleur earlier this week called it a blip. That's how he described what happened last year. So maybe the feeling in the building is softening. But I wish people would trust us when we say stuff, because we do talk to people. And then while it may sound opinion-y, that is based on things that you are told or I am told that form that opinion. And I can tell you that someone that works in the building said that this season he needed to put his head down and work his tail off, and he could earn a really good contract from someone else. So if that, and that doesn't mean that things can't change.
If yous can change, we's can change, results.
Everybody's can change, exactly. Yeah. But that was where their mentality was on him. Between the concussions, he had 2 of them last season. He's wearing the Guardian cap. And with the episode going into the Rams game, the feeling in the building was, we're going to keep him. We would love for him to have a big season, and then we'll take the compensatory pick when he signs somewhere else because we're not going to re-sign him. Now, I don't know if that attitude has changed. Matt LaFleur's comment publicly would sound like they're
a little shift.
Very happy.
A little shift.
And maybe they're going to give him a second chance. But again, it's not an issue of whether or not it's fair or unfair. It is how the Packers perceived what happened last year.
Jim Huber, my old O-line coach, used to always tell me, perception becomes reality unless you do something about it. And the Romeo Doubs scenario here is, if you'd have asked me that following week when he returned after missing the game, being suspended, right? He was suspended for that game, correct?
Yes. Conduct detrimental to the team.
So, and again, I've never, ever, never seen that. It's not. You can correct me if I'm wrong. I could go throw this up on Chat GPT, whatever.
Jair Alexander had one the year earlier.
But I mean, skipping practices and just because they're not from an injury or anything else. This is just I'm not happy. I'm not going to come. Maybe obviously Jair did the whole captaincy bit and he was injured, and so I don't know if those are apples and apples. But
sure.
I just have never seen it. And it's obviously not a positive, but I think it is fair for you to reference Ted Lasso, even though I've never seen the show. Nobody wants to be judged on like the worst thing that they've done, but there are cases like I'm not going to even equate it. I was going to go down a road. It's not fair.
So I get you. I understand.
So I'm not going to, but we can all see there's people that did a lot of really good things, and then they did something just abhorrent. unfortunately or fortunately, that's the way this thing goes. This is not death. This is not murder. This isn't something criminal. It is criminal in a locker room for that to happen, it is. But he has bounced back. And what I think is going to happen here, Romeo will have to figure out, do I want to take a far less valued contract, market rate contract, to stay in Green Bay, or do I want to roll the dice and think that I can be, because Green Bay, I will be shocked if they pay him number one money. I could see them paying them number two money and hoping to get number one production out of it. That is going to be the line that this is going to go down. And I don't know where Romeo's head's at on that, but I would bet Green Bay has seen Romeo has been a good soldier this season. Correct me if I'm wrong. You're up in the locker room. You talk to teammates. He's been incredibly productive. And by the way, we all thought that somebody's going to emerge. Well, he has been the emerged guy. Christian Watson's going to get back. I'm fairly confident he's going to beat my Halloween prediction. He's going to more than likely start practicing. They'll try ramping him up in the next couple weeks. And I think he's got a really good shot of playing maybe in the Pittsburgh game or a week after, in that ballpark that I made the bold prediction. And then we'll see how that goes. There are so many variables in this receiving core. Injury to Watson, injury to Reed. Who's been steady Eddie? Who's been the steadiest of the eddiest of this group? And the answer is not even close. It's Romeo.
Tucker Kraft.
But Romeo, to think that Green Bay is just not going to put that in the old vault, they will be happy to have him on this team, but it is going to be on their terms. It is not going to be on Romeo's terms. And that is what's going to be the interesting piece to figure out who's going to win that. Will Green Bay budge a little bit and give more than they want? I think that depends on how the rest of this season is going. But is there any world that you live in that you think he's going to get, what is a second wideout? A really good second wideout's about $27 million. I saw that they compared the dude with the Bills that just signed a big deal. That's kind of the parameters. I could see them maybe going there, but they're not going any higher. Mm-hmm. And if they do, I'll be shocked.
So I did something I rarely do with you guys.
Research?
Could you not besmirch
that's what
me,
that's what you were going to say.
I sent you an email.
He watched all that Nate Hobbs film.
Oh, it's true.
Especially that Arizona game. I did have baseball on while I was writing last night, which I was going to talk about that.
That Red Sox-Yankees game was fire.
Some good games across the board yesterday.
Fire.
So buried in the Dan Graziano, Jeremy Fowler notebook on ESPN.com, Romeo Doubs has emerged as the Packers' number one receiving option in a contract year. The trade rumors surrounding Doubs, this is from Fowler, who has 4 touchdowns through 4 games. Was I being played off the stage? Oh, okay. It's just the background music.
Yeah, whenever you're reading on the radio, I play our special music.
Trade rumors surrounding Doubs never made much sense.
I agree.
Again,
compensatory. You made a bold prediction. That was your bold-a-thon pick.
Right, because I didn't think it was likely. I thought, but maybe somehow it happens.
Yeah, it's not going to happen. But you could put that. Who's our Jamie in Orlando?
No, Eric in Green Bay.
Eric in Green Bay. You can pretty much put this one down. Did you see Jamie in Orlando when you were down there?
I did not, no.
That's a shame.
They went to Epcot together. Tell us more about your vacation. You two would love to hear about it. But the Packers have shown no interest in trading him, and my sense is...
Spidey sense.
That they have more interest in potentially extending him. The sides have had cursory talks, keeping in contact about the future. You've been an NFL player. Cursory talks, what are those worth?
Well, they're interesting. I think it lets you know that there's a little interest.
Open to the idea, right?
Yep.
We're not closing the door.
Correct, yep.
Doubs staying in Green Bay behind 2025 is at least a possibility.
Well, that's not really broachy.
But getting a bargain deal for an emerging receiver without a 1,000-yard season, which, by the way, as Gabe pointed out this morning on Jen, Gabe, and Chewy, he's on pace for a 721-yard season.
Yeah, he's not had a ton of big plays, but he's had a lot of touchdowns.
Yeah. 3 in one game.
Last week. Strong hands.
Buffalo's
strong-handed guy.
Think Buffalo's 4-year, $53 million pact with Khalil Shakir.
What is that per year? 4 for 53.
That is about
17.
No,
like 13.
What are you laughing at? I'm trying to throw it together quick. Why don't you help instead of demean?
Because
Jason?
because I was about to say
Very
about
demeaning.
13 million, and you
Okay.
jumped in and said 17. That's why I was laughing.
3 times 17 is 51 from my old dart playing days.
Right, and this is 4 years at 53 million.
So that's
you
less
were
than
high.
17. Yep.
Never went for the 13s, huh?
Nah, I was always 17. I was a big triple 17 thrower. Love that bottom right. Pew,
I like the
bing.
20s right above, front and center.
It's not bad, but you can miss and go to a 1. That's the problem.
Barbecue sauce. Doubs is building a case as a number 1 free agent option. Mike Evans, Jacoby Myers, and Jawan Jennings are in the class, but aren't entering their second contract like Doubs, who is 25. Youth always pays.
Yeah.
So, again,
All
I'm
right,
not
so here's the
advocating
scenario.
for anything there.
Let me ask you.
Telling you
So
what
these
he's-
are your choices.
Yeah.
You sign Doubs to the dude from Buffalo's contract, which 13 a year, you do that 100 times out of 100 if you're the Packers. You wait, let him go, and you get a third-round compensatory pick because he gets a big boy contract. Okay? Or you pay him market rate and keep him. Which way is Green Bay? What way are fans going to lean? Those are your 3 options.
Yeah, you just drafted 2 wide receivers. You have decisions to make with another year to do it on Jaden Reed and Dontavion Wicks.
And you got Watson signed up for
And
another
you've bought yourself a year with Watson. I think they probably still let him walk.
Even if it's what's the dude's name from Buffalo?
Shakir.
If Romeo
If
will
they can
sign,
get him for that,
you take
no
it.
doubt. I think you take him.
All right,
you
so
keep him.
let's put that up, Jess.
But does Romeo is looking at that
shouldn't.
going, I can do better than
He shouldn't do that. No, I would think that he would want to. He should be in the mid-20s. If he continues on this path and has a really good season, I don't think anyone's going to pay him top dollar, $30 million plus. But I think he could get in the mid-20s from somebody. It's there's always that young player, but. You mentioned in the beginning, and I know people, there's people that are, forget about it, all this. That's not the reality. That is going to be used against him. Period, fin. It's not fair. Is it fair? It's up to you all to decide. I understand why people do, because past performance and past behavior a lot of times leads to future behavior. That's the reality of the world, and it's not always fair. Guess what? Life ain't fair. Good. I think Packer fans want him. I think Packer fans want to keep Romeo Doubs. I think you and I are of the belief, and I'm not going to speak for you. You've spoken well for yourself.
Thanks.
I just don't think Green Bay is going to pay the rate that he should get from somebody.
But if you can get him at a steeply discounted rate, that changes your math on that.
Everybody
I just don't.
If they get him for under 20 a year, I think you sign him. Anything over, I think you have to really hem and haw about it.
Yeah, I totally agree. What you don't have to hem and haw about.
Let's just, from a dart standpoint, let's just do a 3-year, $51 million deal. 17, triple 17.
Triple 17.
From a dart standpoint.
Devontae, triple 17, baby. Yeah, cricket. 301, 501. It's a great throw. Bing, bing.
Do you like playing the count up or count down? Or
What is it called
knockout
when you
way?
what is it called when you hit the 3 triples? Like you obviously get the bullseyes. There's something that you call it if you get the 3 bing 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 bing. You hit the triple 20s bing bing bing. There's some term for it.
Like there's the immaculate inning where you throw 3 strikeouts on 9 pitches in baseball. Is it like that? The immaculate round?
No, it's darts. It's not baseball. Thought I was pretty clear about
Trying
that.
to help.
I know. I appreciate it. Well, when it comes to your home, the smart play is trusting Gina Della and the great team at Pella Windows and Doors. And this month only, you can score a whole house. You can get a triple bullseye, triple 20, triple 17, whatever that full house of new energy-efficient Pella windows, and you can do it for as low as $297 a month. Let's divide that by 3 and see what it looks like. With no interest for up to 60 months. That, I know, is a big old goose egg. That's a zero piece. That's like a drive you can sustain for years, keeping your home comfortable, all thanks to the incredible defense played by Pella windows, stopping all of those drafts from coming in and or going out. Don't wait. Schedule your free consultation today at PellaWI.com.
According to the dart brokers, the things that I end up looking up, if I ever get in any trouble and people are checking my Google search history, they're going to be very
trust
confused.
me, they are, and they will.
An RO9 round of 9 is 3 perfect darts of any 3 triples in one round.
Row 9.
A ton 80. A ton is whenever you have 100 or more points in a single round. And then the 80 would be 3 triple 20s, which gets you the maximum number of points you can have in a round of 100.
Isn't it? What other sport has something everybody knows, and it's not even the best throw? Like, a bullseye is supposedly the best throw, but it's not. Like,
You're
it's
right.
50 piece.
You're
a
right.
triple 20 is 60, and nobody's like, oh, boy, you hit the bullseye on that. No, actually, you didn't. You hit a 60.
You didn't max out, yeah.
Like, what are we doing with that? Like, who is the dart tee? Did it used to be that there were no triples? The old dartboard just was a single bullseye and no triple doubles? Or was the original dartboard like it is right now?
I will do some research on that. I would like to get.
But what? I mean, you hit a home run. Oh, that's great, but a base hit is better. That's what this is. Like, in all honesty, that's what it is.
Darts originated in medieval England around the 14th century as a military pastime.
I would have loved that era. You walk into the saloon, the doors swing.
I don't know if there's
That's the Old West.
No, I know, but the medieval era, and you go in and you throw darts and you suck on a pint. Like, what? That, to me, is a pretty good life, ain't it?
How did you just combine the Old West and the 14th century?
How do you guys know there weren't swinging doors in the medieval era?
King Henry and the Wild Frontier.
No, do you have any clue what happened in the medieval era other than people were in fencing and in, like, metal and, like, tin deals?
Knights.
Like, what else do you guys know about the medieval era? You didn't know they threw darts? No way did you think they threw darts in the medieval era. Did you?
I know
that we really uncomfortable throwing them in all that metal.
They don't have to be in their knights, armor throwing darts.
You don't know what's going on. You don't think people fought in bars after dart matches?
I don't think you know anything about the medieval era.
I knew that they threw darts. I found out they threw darts. You guys didn't know that.
Brian Anderson is due up at 9:30. We cannot afford to get sidetracked in the next segment. It's Wilde Tausch.
Wilde Tausch is presented by Pella Windows and Doors of Wisconsin. Call Gina Della from Pella at 855-PELLA-WI or visit online at PellaWI.com/radio. While the green and gold have been doing some off-roading.
That was poorly managed. Almost lost the game before they had a chance to tie.
It was like watching a slow-motion car crash in front of your face where I'm just looking at the clock. I'm like, oh, my God.
It's time for the Pack to get back into the fast lane. Get all your Packers bye-week coverage right here. 94.5 ESPN, the ESPN Wisconsin app, and ESPN Milwaukee on YouTube.
Hey, it's ESPN Wisconsin's Mark Tauscher here, and the Pickler Menominee Falls is now open. Your home for pickleball. 9 premium indoor courts with unlimited play, leagues, tournaments, and clinics, all included in your membership. And right now, if you're not ready to commit to a full membership, you can try it all with their special trial offer. 30 days for $30. That's 1 full month of unlimited play, leagues, and clinics for only $30. Check it out at thepickler.com. That's PICKLR.com.
Wisconsin sports fans, Brian Balaga here for my friends at Surfside. Football season is back, and we're bringing you your tailgate must-have. There's nothing more refreshing than an ice-cold Surfside to enjoy while you cheer on your home team. Made with real vodka and real brewed tea, Surfside is only 100 calories, 2 grams of sugar, and 0 bubbles. That's right, no carbonation, so it's easy to sip and enjoy. It's not a seltzer. It's Surfside. Ask for it at bars, restaurants, and stores near you. Must be 21. Please drink responsibly.
Want your brand to turn heads and win hearts?
Captivate Exhibits can bring your brand to life by transforming lobbies, creating history walls, and beautifying facilities.
For over 32 years, Captivate has been the MVP of trade show exhibits and workplace design and fabrication. Let Captivate craft immersive branded environments that tell your story boldly, beautifully, and with purpose at events and around the office.
Score big by making your next event or your own space unforgettable. Create something legendary by getting started today at CaptivateExhibits.com.
It's a bird bash at Potawatomi. Thursdays, you could win up to $50,000 cash in the Bird Bash game show. Just play with your rewards card this October for a chance to win. Wouldn't you like to rake in a huge pile of cash? Bird Bash, only at Potawatomi Casino Hotel, Milwaukee. More info at Potawatomi.com/birdbash. Must be 21 years old to play.
Life's better with Drive My Way from American Family Insurance, because we know it's more than just a car. It's your escape pod, your adventure mobile, your memory maker. And we help protect the dreams that drive you. Personalize what you pay for auto insurance and you could save between 5 and 20%. American Family Insurance. Get a quote and find an agent at amfam.com.
Products not available in every state. Unsafe driving behaviors may increase your rate. Visit amfam.com to learn more. American Family Mutual Insurance Company, SI, and its operating company, 6000 American Parkway, Madison, Wisconsin.
Truth Nation, Steinhoffels is celebrating 91 years of bringing style, comfort, and quality to Wisconsin homes. As a 100% employee-owned company, you'll always get honest service and no high-pressure sales. Find your perfect night's sleep with Steinhoffels. Discover your sleep system and let their decorating solution experts help you design every room in your home. From the latest trends to trusted quality, Steinhoffels has everything you need to make your space feel like you. Celebrate 91 years of Steinhoffels. Shop in-store or online at steinhoffels.com.
You're listening to Wilde Tausch on 94.5 ESPN. Presented by Pella Windows and Doors of Wisconsin and sponsored by American Family Insurance. On 94.5 ESPN. Presented by Pella Windows and Doors of Wisconsin. Call Gina Della from Pella at 855-PELLA-WI or visit online at PellaWI.com/radio. All day, every day. The Carbless talk and text line is open for you.
First off, there is not one team that's on the fringe that scares me.
800-990-3776. The Carbless talk and text line. This is more.
I'd like to get to Brian Anderson on time.
Good luck.
We're already not.
Yeah, we have no chance to get him on time.
So, Tausch, if you could tell us about Coors Light and pronounce the word medieval a couple of times for the folks in the YouTube comments.
I bet
that would be great.
I bet when you're throwing darts back into medieval times and you're got all that copper and tin and all the stuff you're wearing, you know it would taste great after a long, hard joust. A cold Coors Light, brewed with a 3-step cold process, cold lager, cold filtered, and cold packaged, so it is made to chill. Get all that body armor off. Sit back, kick your heels up, let those swinging doors kick in, and crack yourself that cold Coors Light with the blue. Make sure the mountains are blue. It's hot back there in the medieval times. Celebrate responsibly, Coors Brewing Company at Golden, Colorado.
I love a good Coors Light sitting by my moat.
After a long, hard joust.
Oh, you know, those fellas worked hard back then.
Brian Anderson wades into this pool of radio programming. Next, it's Wilde and Tausch.
Wilde and Tausch continues next on 94.5 ESPN. Presented by Pella Windows and Doors of Wisconsin and sponsored by American Family Insurance.
Tito's Handmade Vodka is America's favorite vodka for a reason. From the first legal distillery in Texas, Tito's is 6 times distilled till it's just right and naturally gluten-free, making it a high-quality spirit that mixes with just about anything, from the smoothest martinis to the best Bloody Marys. Tito's is known for giving back, teaming up with nonprofits to serve its communities and do good for dogs. Make your next cocktail with Tito's. Distilled and bottled by 5th Generation Inc., Austin, Texas. 40% alcohol by volume. Savor responsibly.
The UW Credit Union member Mark Tauscher here. People ask me, old T, why did you join UW Credit Union? Well, is it to keep your banking local? Is it the member first service? Great perks like early payday? Absolutely. But honestly, between us, it's Bucky. I can't say no to that face. If you love Wisconsin like I do, you just can't pay with anything else. Fandom makes us do crazy things, but this just makes sense. Become a UW Credit Union member and get your Bucky card like me. Federally insured by NCUA. Terms and conditions apply.
It's Jason Wilde from Wilde Tausch. Upgrade your industrial supply services with Lakeland Supply, your trusted ISO certified partner for custom packaging, shipping supplies, janitorial, and safety supply solutions. With over 40 years of industry excellence, Lakeland Supply is a proven one-stop source with over 95% of their products made in the U.S. And they treat their customers like family. Personalized service with a national reach. That's what Lakeland Supply does. Visit LakelandSupply.com to discover how they can make your business better.
Hi, I'm Brittany Miller from Big Frog Custom T-Shirts and more. Custom T-shirts, sweatshirts, jackets, hats, you name it, we can do it. Big Frog Custom T-Shirts and more is family-owned and all about celebrating life's big moments. Maybe it's a milestone birthday, a celebration for your child's first goal, or that work fundraising event. We are everyone's printer. No minimum orders, affordable designs, and help straight from me and our team. We're the one-stop shop for all your custom needs. Start your project today at bigfrog.com/Mequon.
Is back pain slowing you down? When it comes to spine care, you need specialized expertise. At the OAW Spine Center, their orthopedic care specialists provide the highest level of care for everything from herniated discs to spinal fusion. They start with the most conservative, non-surgical treatments like physical therapy and injections. If surgery is needed, minimally invasive procedures at the OAW Spine Center will get you back on your feet faster. With a focus on treating the source of the problem, they take a comprehensive, active approach to spine health, getting you back to the life you love. The OAW Spine Center. There is a difference. Visit OAWSpineCenter.com. That's OAWSpineCenter.com.
Cheer on your UW Whitewater Warhawks football team as they return home to face UW Lacrosse in a top 10 battle this Saturday in Whitewater. This conference opener kicks off at 1 p.m. Make plans to bring the family for Alumni Day and Family Fest at Perkins Stadium. Get tickets now at uwwsports.com. Experience national championship level college football this Saturday when the Warhawks welcome in the Eagles. Kickoff at 1 p.m. Buy your tickets at uwwsports.com. Warhawk football, powered by tradition.
Homer for Window Nation. It's October, and if you've got old windows, that means you're back to dealing with chilly air seeping into your home. Eliminate annoying drafts once and for all with Window Nation in Milwaukee. This month, buy 2 windows, get 2 for free, plus pay nothing for 2 years. With the holidays coming up, it's a big deal, and they can do it so quickly. Don't miss out on free windows and 0 payments for 2 years with Window Nation, proud partner of the Milwaukee Brewers. Visit windownation.com before October 31st to get started.
This is Wilde Tausch on 94.5 ESPN, sponsored by American Family Insurance. Insure carefully, dream fearlessly. Get a quote and find an agent at amfam.com.
God, I love this song. But I might love this guy more. Not only is he one of the all-time great play-by-play voices, he's also one of the all-time great humans. And he has been being pestered by Jesse for months to come on the show.
Yeah, way to go, Jesse.
And his schedule has not allowed for it, or finally he just caved to the annoyance of Jesse constantly
Either way, it's a win
That's
for
a
me.
W for us, absolutely.
Hopefully he has not put us under the same category that Jeff Passan puts certain shows. Do not answer or ignore on his phone. It is the great Brian Anderson on Wilde Tausch. Brian, good morning. How are you?
Oh, good morning, guys. I'm doing great. I'm actually here at American Family Field. I'm sitting in the parking lot,
and I'm watching the hustle and the bustle that's going on. I'm not on this series. I'm on the Philly Dodger series, but I can tell you all of our TBS trucks are being loaded in right now. What a scene it is in the South Dock. And by the way, do you guys let him speak on the radio?
Yes.
More than they
Rarely.
should.
Yeah, probably.
I feel like Jesse probably needs to do a confessional here, because I was more than willing and ready to come on your show on multiple occasions and then got bumped off the program.
What?
Yeah,
Jesse bumped.
That did happen.
Jesse bumped Brian
So
Anderson.
Yep.
Wow.
I just want to clear the record about my schedule and me fitting you in and all that.
I can tell you the exact date that BA was originally.
I'm guessing it was
come on
Micah
with
Parsons
that.
related.
It was
if I was
the
a betting
Friday
man.
after the Micah Parsons trade. We were scheduled to have Brian join us.
Brian, what did you think
Yep.
of the Micah Parsons trade? Did you think that moved Green Bay up into the next tier? You're a jack of all trades, sports wise.
Well, I did do the NFL for 2 years, and that's probably the last NFL game I'll ever do. But no, I had no opinion, and Jesse let me down easy. He was very, very politically correct in his hey, no thanks, we don't need you anymore, so beat it.
Yeah.
And, so it's good. How is Micah Parsons doing? I don't know. I haven't watched the Packers game yet.
He's been dynamite. He's been as good as advertised.
Okay.
More importantly,
Brian.
Brian fits right in on this show. I have no opinion on that. I do that every day on this show.
Yeah, I'm not exactly your best source for Green Bay Packers news. I don't think I could name 5 players on the Packers. Is Mason Crosby still kicking?
He's not. No, he's competing with us nowadays. So we love him. I am curious.
He's my hometown guy. I was there for his Hall of Fame induction.
I know.
The Wisconsin Athletic Hall of Fame.
And by the way, I know we're going to talk Brewers, and we're excited to have you, but the fact that you took on tennis on your already burgeoning resume, I feel like Tausch has so much love and passion about tennis that if we wanted to, we could turn this into Tausch's tennis.
Quick question for BA, because we'll do a quick tennis minute before we get to the Brewers. Is it possible?
We should make that a segment. Sponsor it.
Love it.
Brought to you by
Babolat, Babolat, whatever that tennis.
Babolat.
There you go, Babolat.
I'm a Wilson man myself, but Babolat.
Okay, I'm trying to think of another racket. Quick, I can't off the top.
Tennis is the only sport where the uniform is what you would wear under your clothes in any other sport. You're actually out there in your underwear.
Ladies and gentlemen, it's time for the Tausch Tennis Minute.
BA, is it possible? We just had the greatest generation with Joker and Rafa and Fed. Is it possible? Yep. We all thought there was going to be a lull. Is it possible? And I heard Johnny Mac say that these guys might even be better, Sinner and Alcaraz. Is it possible that could be the case?
Yeah. No, I think it's happening. It's now. It's not even speculation anymore. And the way Johnny Mac puts it, and Jim Courier, and guys like more contemporary players that I worked with at Roland Garros, like Chris Eubanks and Sam Querrey, the things that these guys say is really what got my attention, because Alcaraz and Sinner to some extent, but really Alcaraz was able to pull from those three you mentioned, the big three, and even add Andy Murray in that, so the big four, they all did something a little different. Everybody had their own little different strength that they made them special, and now Alcaraz kind of does all of those things. And it's really just up to him to choose what he wants to do in a particular match. So, yeah, I think we're there. It went from the Jim Courier coined it the new two, so it went from the big three to the new two, and that window closed for a lot of those guys, like, in my opinion, like Taylor Fritz and Zverev and all these guys. These guys had a chance to win, between the eras, and those two at ages 21, 22, now 22, 23, they've eliminated that. It's going to be really hard for anybody to win a Grand Slam, in my opinion, in the next few years with those two guys.
I wish we had more time, because I would love to ask you about Djokovic and the fact he's probably the third or fourth best player, but now you just said it, that when he'd have to beat both to win another Grand Slam. So how does he go about moving forward, knowing he can still play at an incredibly high level, but he can't get there?
Because he's going to run into him in the quarters or the 16s. He's
Yep.
never going to get to the point where he can – because those guys are on opposite ends of the bracket all the time.
Yep.
And they're never going to be able to get through those. And that goes for everybody. The only guy – so I will say, like, the one guy that I've gotten to know, and I got to know his father really well, and I really like the family, is the Shelton family. Brian's a coach. Ben is obviously the great talent. Ben's got a chance because he's only adding to his game, and he's left-handed, and he's got a violent serve. So he's kind of that guy that could have a chance to pop one here or there, I would say.
Let's go.
There's this other kid named João Fonseca. That's another kid to keep an eye on. He's still a teenager, but
this is
do you want to keep talking tennis? I thought we've gone over a minute.
Let me tell you something. We're way over a minute.
Awesome.
I love it. It is from a watch standpoint. I legit, after the retirement of Rafa and Fed, thought I'd be blah. But these cats, man, the matches they've put together, dynamite. All right.
We waited 3 months, and we're not even going to talk Brewers with them.
All right, B.A., so the vibe I'm getting, Jason is super nervous.
I am.
The Brewers just put together the greatest regular season. They're the one seed. They had the best record in baseball, and he is filling his britches because it could be the Cubs coming in, and just the thought that something bad could happen is overwhelmed. And I think he's, like a lot of Brewer fans, not all. Can you help talk him off that ledge?
I mean, that's the symbol of the epitome of the difference between pro mentality and Joe mentality.
Oh, hey, Joe Wilde.
Pros versus Joes.
Joe Wilde.
That's Joe mentality right there. Joe mentality is not wanting to take on those at the mountaintop. And I'm relishing a Cubs-Brewers matchup. I think that would be incredible for baseball, certainly incredible for TBS, my people. So I'm all in for that. We'll see what happens today between Cubs-Padres. I think both the Brewers are going to be underdogs no matter who they play for the rest of the postseason. It doesn't matter. Even though they have the best record, you're hearing things like national pundits are saying, and I hope the Brewers are hearing all this. I know they are. But basically the phrase is, this is the worst team to have the best record in baseball history. And I love that because that's how the Brewers are functioning. The game's way easier to play when you're an underdog, way easier. And I've seen it a million times, especially at Wrigley, especially in Philadelphia. When the home team is not having great success, the fans turn on them fast. And that's not going to happen here in Milwaukee. Like, they're not going to hear boos like that. But I saw it with the Diamondbacks and the Phillies in the NLCS a couple of years ago. Philadelphia basically had that series won. And then they struggled in Arizona, and then they came back, and they struggled early in Game 6. And next thing you know, Phillies fans are all over their own players, and they're booing their own players. And next thing you know, the Diamondbacks went to the World Series, which was the shock of my baseball postseason broadcasting career. So I would just say, it doesn't really matter until the games happen. I don't know what the Brewers are going to be like. There's too many players that have not done this. They've not been in the fire in the playoffs, which is very intense. And on the flip side of that, that's actually maybe a good thing because they may not know any different. They're going to feel it. I'm just sitting here in the parking lot, like I mentioned today. They're going to feel it when they show up today. And they're not going to be able to park where they normally park. They're going to see all this activity going on with, not just one production truck for television. There's 4 out there. And instead of 8 cameras, there's 25 cameras. And there's just going to be a lot of media, and you can't make it normal. As hard as you want to try to make it normal and make it feel like a regular season occurrence, it's just not. There's media, there's press conferences. Everybody's going to be subject to people standing around them all the time. So those are the things that I would say are most concerning for me with the Brewers, just because they haven't really dealt with that very often. They had home games last year, but now they're going to have road games guaranteed. And obviously if they go down to Wrigley, the intensity of all of it. So I think it's all worth talking about, and you're going to get a lot of opinions on how it's going to go. Nobody knows how it's going to go because one break can change everything. And so I think there's reason to be optimistic because this team plays a certain style of baseball that is conducive to the playoffs. I call it the humble approach, where it's one guy just kind of turning the lineup over to the next guy. So I think the Brewers are more than equipped to make a run, and with their bullpen situation, they're as good as any bullpen out there, and that's really what it boils down to.
Talking with Brian Anderson, who I love, even though he just pointed out my terrible average Joe mentality. Here's why I have this mentality. A, it's the Cubs, who it just feels like they are the Lex Luthor. And with Jesse Nelson, who you may have heard was at one point in the spring questioning the veracity of the manager's employment situation.
Time we do this with anybody?
Because it happened. Secondly, his hatred of an iconic guy who chose a different job in Craig Counsell. I always worry about that creating bad juju. But that's not even it, Brian. It's that not that long ago, I was looking not only at the best bullpen in baseball, but a starting rotation that had Freddie Peralta, Quinn Priester, who they never lose when he pitches, a finally healthy again Woody, and this young kid that ended up in the All-Star game because he was so blank and dominant in the Miz. And now I hear your buddy Jeff Levering on one of our other shows say, well, they're going to go with Freddie and then Priester, and then they got to figure out what they're going to do in Game 3, and then they're going to go back to Freddie. Like, I was really excited about how deep the pitching was, and now that's what's making me nervous. Is that wrong of me?
Yeah, you're so wrong about all of that. Because first of all, Woodruff is aside. That's a different story, and we don't know what his health status is going to be. And he's been great, but also he's coming back from major shoulder surgery. So I don't think anybody in the camp. The goal was to get as much out of Woodruff as you could get. The goal for Woodruff is to get as much out of his pitching as he could get. He's a free agent. I'm not saying he wasn't in the plans, but also everybody understood from start 1 to start 12 that it was a total liability whether he was going to be able to get to the finish line or not. It's just rare coming back from shoulder surgery that, nobody in their right mind is going to expect Brandon Woodruff to go be 2018 Brandon Woodruff. So that I think that was a box that was already checked, maybe not by the fans, but by the club. The Mizorowski picture is he is a rookie. He's taken on a little water right now. It's a lot of mental and physical fatigue. He's at an innings level that he's never been. So even more so than Woodruff, this has always been part of the internal discussion of, what you do with the Miz. And he did get off to this great start, and then the league figures it out. They're trying too. They're pros too. And now all of a sudden, he's getting hit a little bit, and he's going to have to make that next wave of an adjustment. He can elevate out of the bullpen, which is scary because he already elevates pretty high as it is. So now the question is, he really hasn't done that. He just did it the one time down the stretch. So I don't think any of that was ever going to be, let's roll Jacob Mizorowski out there for 7 innings in a playoff game. That never even crossed anybody's mind. Now it's more like, do you use him as an opener? Do you use him in the middle of the game? Maybe when you're down, they call it a down game when you're losing. You're trying to find him a soft runway in a postseason, which he's never experienced. So I would say from a fan perspective, you get excited about a guy who made the All-Star team and he's going to be amazing, and he is. But that's probably down the line, and you'll get what you get out of him now. Internally, this has never been this is no surprise, and it's never been a real part of the scheme on what they're going to do. The biggest decision they'll have to make is who pitches Game 3, and that's going to be determined by who the opponent is. And it really boils down to the handedness of the opponent, because the Padres are heavy left-handed, the Cubs aren't. And so that's really what that boils down to. So I don't think that's anything new for this organization from August. So what you're going through right now is probably maybe false expectations of what could happen. So I think they're prepared for that in a pretty significant way. That's why you saw more of Chad Patrick at the end. That's why you saw Robert Gasser at the end. You know, all the things that if you had watched the games on television, Jason, we were explaining this to you very very peacefully and like in a very detailed manner, Joe.
Let's get back to tennis. So this has been great.
Joe Fonseca.
we love having you, and I am smart. The most important thing here is that I am smarter now because of you. So I appreciate that. Now I'm gonna do something
emotional. I don't want you to lose your emotion though. So when you think back to Brewers postseason past, do you think about 1982? Or do you think about the Brewers going into Game 163 and beating the Cubs at Wrigley? Like, what's on that scale?
Joey.
That scale, or Niger Morgan driving in Carlos Gomez to win an NLDS game? Like, is that popping up on the little things on your shoulder, Angels, Demons, whatever that is?
I'm guessing Joey is thinking of the air out by Grisham in the outfield and the home run by Puig, and that. Am I right, Joey?
Wally Fingers getting hurt.
Yep. Pete Ladd. Yep, Joey, am I right or not?
So I'm thinking of Gorman Thomas striking out in Game 7 in St. Louis.
That's
you got
the Joey half cup.
All right, you have other stuff to do, and I've embarrassed myself sufficiently today, so I want to get to this. And you know, my friend John Kerry and I are a lot alike. When we get to be friends with amazing people, you know, whether it's Matt LePay in that space of play-by-play or you in your space, we're going to call like we see it. And we are so lucky to have both of you as friends of ours because you both are so magnificent at your jobs. And you also don't really enjoy people doing what I'm doing now about talking how star-spangled awesome you are. But I'm going to do it anyway for this one reason. One of the things that I found myself doing, I do not like to watch a lot of regular season NBA basketball. But I still am a channel surfer with cable. And so when I am writing, I am surfing through channels, usually stopping on a Law & Order rerun. But if I get to a game that Brian Anderson is doing, I don't care who the two NBA teams are, I leave it on. Okay? I'm not going to be able to do that anymore. What has the transition been like for you? And it's not like you're not busy. I get it. But how are you kind of figuring out exactly what your super busy schedule, but with a very major change to it, is going to be like moving forward? Because you are as good as it gets at this job, and I'm not just saying that because you're on our show.
That's very kind. I really appreciate that. It means a lot coming from you. So on a personal level, you know, I've been working in the NBA mostly since 1992 in some capacity, whether it's behind the scenes or as a sideline reporter with the Spurs or play-by-play with TNT. So there is a piece of me that is like, you know, that's a little sad. On the other hand, you know, I've been married 32 years, so I haven't dated, but it's very similar to if she doesn't want to go on a date with you, then I'm going to focus on the one that does. And that's kind of where I'm at, because TNT, we made a big offer, massive bid, equaled the other bids. They didn't want to be on a date with us. And I decided to stay at TNT because I love TNT. And then I knew we were going to be picking up other things like Roland Garros, which I love, and obviously baseball, which we will continue. And then we added 2 major packages of college basketball. So we got the Big East and we got the Big 12 starting in January. And I'm going to be on the Big East and the Big 12, and I'm doing this massive tournament in Vegas called the Players Air Tournament, which is 18 teams over Thanksgiving. We've got opening night in college basketball, so I'm ecstatic to get back to college basketball, and I'll be plenty available for your channel surfing on college basketball on TNT. We're doing a ton of games, heavy volume of regular season college basketball games, which I haven't done in probably 6 years, maybe pre-pandemic, the last time I worked for Fox doing the Big East. We still have March Madness. You know, March Madness is a big part of my schedule and my life and my passion. And now we get to do regular season games that leads up to March Madness. So I'm pumped. I mean, I can't wait to start this next chapter with TNT. And I'll miss the NBA. I'll watch. All my friends are going to be doing NBA games on TNT. But, you know, it's an easy thing to move on from for me because we got another date. So we keep moving.
And maybe you'll see your wife of 32 years at least a little more often than you have at times.
Yeah, I mean, I just think, generally speaking, we do television in a kind of a specific way, and we're going to take all those sensibilities. So nothing changes for me. It's the same NBA crew, same guys that are doing the MLB postseason that I'll be working with on Saturday in Philadelphia. They're all my friends, the people I work with for 18 years now with Turner Sports or TNT Sports. So that's really what matters. The gigs are the gigs, and like the things you cover, that's one thing, but it's the relationships internally that matter most, and I'm not losing that. So therefore, I'm not losing a huge chunk of that side of it. I'm not going to work with Stan Van Gundy anymore, which that makes me a little sad, but you know, Reggie Miller, I'm not working with him anymore, but I'm working with Grant Hill, and I'm working with all the guys I always work with. So all good. It's going to be great.
Well, I'm glad you'll have more time to talk to us. I look forward to the next time you're on.
Yeah, anytime. Tell them not to bail on me.
Except when Micah Parsons gets traded.
Yeah, next trade. Line me up for the next big Packers trade, and I'll be ready.
Brian, we appreciate you. Thanks so much.
All right, great to be with you guys. Talk soon.
That is Brian Anderson. He will be on the call of the Phillies, Dodgers on
Shohei
TBS.
starting game 1. Electric. That'll be an electric joint.
And he'll have the NLCS.
Yeah. Where it sounds like the Brewers are underdogs. Brewers are going to be underdogs the whole way.
For Cubs,
plucky
Phillies.
little group. Was that awkward at all? Anybody else think that was awkward when you were asking him about his dating his wife? And
I didn't say that. He said dates.
No, but then you followed up, and there was like was I crazy? There was like a super long pause.
There was a pause.
There was pause. Yeah. No, it wasn't just like a pause. It was a pause on a pause on a pause. It was a triple pause.
It was a pregnant pause.
No.
Like a triple 17.
It felt like 9 months.
Yeah. It was a triple pause, and I literally am thinking, where is this going? And that was fun.
I just thought maybe with his schedule he would have a little more time to.
I get it, but it was a long double, triple pause.
Yeah, maybe there's. More Wilde Tausch straight ahead. Stick around.
This is Wilde Tausch on 94.5 ESPN, presented by Pella Windows and Doors of Wisconsin, and sponsored by American Family Insurance.
Students can't prepare for future jobs they don't know exist. At Junior Achievement, we help students meet their future selves. With the support of Manpower Group and volunteers from all walks of life, JA programs help young people explore careers, build resumes, and envision bold futures. To learn more, visit wisconsin.ja.org.
Stay up to date on the green and gold all season. The Green and Gold Fix podcast is brought to you by Potawatomi Casino Hotel. Luxury stay, elite play, unwind in sophisticated comfort. Win big, dine, and experience the events in Milwaukee.
This is Kevin Moret from Mentality. Every day is a silent competition, and with testosterone dropping 1% annually, you're fighting an uphill battle. Your colleagues notice when you lose your edge, your partner senses when your confidence wavers, and without addressing low T, you're set up to fail. No willpower can overcome this hormonal deficit. Mentality's FDA-approved treatments have shown a 30% increase in testosterone levels. Don't let low T define you. Reclaim your power at mentalityhealth.com/radio. That's mentalityhealth.com/radio.
The fall trade-up event is happening now at Cunis. With winter on the horizon, trade up now to a new, safe, and reliable vehicle.
We'll do whatever it takes to make a deal at nearby Milwaukee Metro Cunis locations in Oak Creek, Greenfield, and the new Cunis Hope Chevrolet on West Metro Auto Mall. We have huge incentives and discounts on the most popular cars, trucks, and SUVs from Chevrolet, Buick, and GMC. Thinking pre-owned? We have over 2,500 in stock with payments for every budget. Plus, check out our service specials on brakes, tires, and oil changes.
I'm Brian Bohm, General Manager of Cunis of Oak Creek.
And I'm Bill Eater, General Manager of Cunis of Greenfield.
We would like to invite you to take advantage of these great monthly specials.
And remember that your vehicle will be covered by our exclusive No Fear lifetime powertrain warranty included with new and qualified pre-owned purchases.
Call or stop in today for your VIP appointment.
Don't miss the Fall Trade-Up event. Start your search online at CunisMilwaukee.com.
Is your roof underperforming? Saggy shingles, leaky spots? Sounds like someone needs a little Avondale roofing. They don't just patch things up, they go all the way. Tight, sealed, satisfied. It's the kind of roof that'll have your neighbors going,
now that's a roof.
Avondale Roofing. They get on top so you don't have to. Call now. Your house deserves it.
Hi, it's Jason Wilde from Wilde Tausch, inviting you to join me July 5th on a journey through the lovely landscapes of England, Scotland, and Wales with Colette. We'll take in the charm of the countryside and the history of the great cities. Imagine standing before Big Ben in London, then later gazing out from Edinburgh Castle. So rich in history, it feels like you're stepping back in time. Along the way, we'll explore the storybook villages of Chester and Shakespeare's Stratford-upon-Avon, places where every street seems to whisper a piece of history. And how about a scenic train ride through the rolling green hills that lead us right into the medieval city of York? It's all part of this incredible journey. From iconic landmarks to cozy villages, from bustling city streets to peaceful countryside views, you'll experience the very best of Britain's history, culture, and beauty, and create memories that last a lifetime. To learn more about this amazing adventure, text TRAVEL to 800-990-3776 or visit ESPNMilwaukeeTravel.com for full details.
Pitch by pitch, inning by inning, game by game. Watching the Crew is a 162-game journey of grit, hard work, talent, and determination. Dave Spano from Annex Wealth Management, we're with you on your journey as well. Your hard work and money deserve a partner like Annex for your investment, retirement, tax, estate planning as a fee-only fiduciary. Take the next step towards retirement you desire and begin the conversation soon. Head to AnnexWealth.com and click the Get Started button.
You're listening to Wilde Tausch on 94.5 ESPN. Presented by Pella Windows and Doors of Wisconsin. Call Gina Della from Pella at 855-PELLA-WI or visit online at PellaWI.com/radio.
The Brewers are going to be underdogs no matter who they play for the rest of the postseason. It doesn't matter, even though they have the best record. And I hope the Brewers are hearing all this. I know they are. But basically the phrase is, this is the worst team to have the best record in baseball history. And I love that.
That is Brian Anderson, who will not be doing the Brewers versus Cubs/Padres series.
Oh, yeah, you don't have the best announcer do the worst team in the history of the one seed.
So what do you make of that?
Bothers me.
The worst one seed in the history of one seeds.
That's what he just said.
I don't know. I obviously don't cover them on a day-to-day basis, but obviously Brian is around not only them, but more importantly, with all his other responsibilities, he's around the guys that are around them every day, and he clearly believes that that's a good thing for the Brewers. Do you?
It's always good to have. We talked embers already this week, didn't we? Didn't we get into embers?
Yeah,
and to get the embers burning, and
you made them like into little cartoon characters and everything. Like you personalized
it is
them,
always good to have highly motivated athletes wanting to tell a bunch of people to blank off. I think that is a great place to be. But I can't get on board with that. I know Homer was getting after it yesterday about it. We are the best team in baseball. Why else did we play? Now, does that mean we're playing the best right now? No. But 162 games, pretty good sample size. Plug that in the old computer, and you're going to get some analytics that say, yeah, no, they had the best record. They were. And, yes, Miz is rattled a little bit. And, yeah, Woody might not be able to throw. He might be dinged up. All those things can be true. I don't hear anybody saying Philly can't win and they lost their ace. Have you heard that?
But I'm also not listening to Philly sports talk.
Just watch something, and it's there. What is his name? Castellanos or something like that, Jesse? Who's the Phillies ace that got hurt? What?
I didn't expect.
You do this. This is what you do for a living.
I do not remember the name of the Phillies ace.
You're the baseball guy. You're the baseball guy here.
Why is it not okay for him not to know the name of the guy that you're bringing up?
I think I'm right. I just wanted verification. I'm not. Jesse's our baseball guy. He loves baseball. He's calling for Murph's job. He's a baseball guy. I'm a football guy. If you ask me who the coach of the Eagles would be, I hope I know. You know what I mean? Castellanos, I think his name is.
It's not Castellanos. Suarez?
Oh,
Zach Wheeler?
Yeah, maybe it's Wheeler.
Wheeler and Suarez are the two that are banged up.
Castellanos, very close to Wheeler.
I ain't a baseball guy. But what I do know is...
He's got a blood clot near his shoulder.
That ain't good. The Brewers, I understand why...
Castellanos.
Somebody's named Castellanos. What I don't understand is I think we're all doing this because, A, we want to be underdogs because we're the plucky little squad with the low payroll, and I understand all that. But there does come a time where you're like, hey, we're right with the big boys. Hey, just because we're more efficient and we do things in a smarter way economically, that's going to... Now, Shohei, we don't have anybody that can do what Shohei does. We probably don't have anybody that can do what Schwarber does. But as a collective, we were better than those teams this year, head-to-head, and as the entire 162 games played out. And maybe BA is right. Maybe Vegas has it that way too. Maybe we are the worst team in the playoffs, the worst one seed in the history of baseball. And if that's the case, it reminds me of when I think his name was Craig James said that about our 1999 Rose Bowl team. It's the worst Rose Bowl team ever until we won the game and weren't even the worst team on the field that day. That's what I hope happens. And you ask if it's a good thing. It is a good thing. Is it accurate? I disagree, but I might be in the minority, and if it helps this team win, I'm all in for it.
Couple things. One, Nick Castellanos is a right fielder, former Cub for the Phillies.
That's the deep fly ball by Castellanos.
And he's healthy?
I don't know if... Yes, he's good to
so
go.
it's Wheeler. It's Zach Wheeler.
Zach Wheeler is the guy you were thinking
And he was
of.
the ace.
Yeah.
Okay.
And then Barry Alvarez famously used Craig James, who was a CBS college football analyst at the time, saying Wisconsin is the worst team ever to play in the Rose Bowl.
Oh, we heard that a bunch. And I'm going to promise you this. We love that he said it, but we never once thought it. We didn't believe it. And as long as Pat Murphy and his crew, and there's not a doubt in my mind, they do not feel the way BA just said it, but they love the fact that the outside noise is saying that because there ain't no rat poison there. That ain't rat. That's the opposite of rat poison.
So Barry
What's the
Alvarez,
opposite of rat poison?
M&Ms.
Something healthy for you.
Okay. You're fueling them with kale.
So from this story on UWBadgers.com, you played for Barry Alvarez.
That's what I heard.
Was go boo in a bar. Go boo in a bar. Thank you. He loved this kind of stuff.
Let me tell you something. All coaches do.
Yeah, but he apparently from this story that I'm reading, William Shatner. Familiar with his work?
I know William.
Captain Kirk.
Yes.
Apparently, he said during the Tournament of Roses parade that he was rooting for the Bruins, and that ticked off Barry. How dare Captain Kirk say he's going to root for the Bruins? So he used that as a motivation.
But I think we had Fonz on our side. I believe Fonz came in and was pro Wisconsin.
Adding to the list for Monday's Barry Alvarez show, beef with William Shatner.
Oh, you're actually going to be there for the show. Oh, that's good.
This week, yeah.
Apparently the...
Jay said, I've told you this 1,000 times, and when you look at Michael Jordan finding a way to get irritated with Scotty Burrell and Tom Brady finding a way to get irritated with a backup safety, and like the list goes on and on, like that's what you always, when you have somebody that is great or someone that's trying to do great things, the last thing you want to do is have any complacency and nerviness. You want that. For as much as it sucks to hear, people criticizing and everything else, you the great ones thrive on it. They motivate themselves with it. And if that is the case with this Milwaukee Brewers team, awesome.
Right.
I don't know how you can look at it and say, this wasn't some fluky, Penn State played a soft schedule and they didn't play anybody and they're the number one. You played the schedule. The schedule's been played.
It's not an indictment of what I think of them as a team. And Brian Anderson did a great job of explaining.
How is it not an indictment of the team? You literally said they're the worst one.
The Cubs won. No, I didn't say that.
No,
the pundits are saying
it. Just was said.
Right. I'm saying from my perspective.
What are you
my
saying?
Concern about the Cubs.
I always hear what you're not saying. What are you saying?
They did lose the season series with the Cubs.
Did they to the Phillies? Did they to the Padres? And did they to the Dodgers?
No, but if they got to beat. If the Cubs win today,
oh, they did.
Yeah.
Don't interject until we're done there.
It's all because of Castellanos. Steinhoffel is celebrating.
At least I knew a guy's name on the team. Is that fair?
Are you really?
I was wrong. Let me tell you something. I wasn't getting a ton of lifelines from YouTube. Blah.
It's also pronounced Castellanos. Castellanos is the quarterback for Florida State.
Llanos.
Steinhoffel is celebrating 91 years of bringing style, comfort, and quality to families' homes. As a 100% employee-owned company, you'll always get honest service, never high-pressure sales. And if you need better sleep, try Steinhoffel's Discover Your Sleep system. Want to refresh a room? Their decorating solutions team makes it simple. From the latest furniture and mattress trends to trusted quality, Steinhoffel's has everything you need. Celebrate 91 years of Steinhoffel's in-store or online at steinhoffels.com.
Hey, J-Dub, is that a third of BA's marriage? The 91, because BA and his wife in 32, right? Is that a third? My math has been off today with my dart throwing, medieval times. 91 and 32, right?
Almost triple.
Almost a triple, which we found out was called a pro in the dart world. Right?
What an hour.
What a world.
Wilde Tausch, 10 o'clock hour starts in 2 minutes, so stick around.
Don't go anywhere. Another hour of Wilde and Tausch, presented by Pella Windows and Doors of Wisconsin, is coming up next on ESPN Wisconsin and the ESPN Wisconsin app.
Time out on the field. Let's bring in Gina Della from Pella. What's the winning game plan this month?
Wayne, a whole house of new windows for as low as $297 a month with 0% interest for up to 60 months.
Wow, that's a drive you can sustain for years. No penalties, no extra interest.
And unlike opponents, Pella Windows and Doors of Wisconsin actually stops the drafts.
Don't sit on the sidelines, folks. Make your move today at PellaWI.com.
Certain restrictions apply. It's 10/31/2025.
Mark Tauscher here, and these days I am sleeping better than ever. I am so thankful I met with the great team at Advent to help solve my sleeping problems. The Advent team is so great to work with, and their consultations are very informative. The Advent team listened to my struggles, and rather than forcing a surgery, they helped me find the best solution for a better night's sleep. My family and I are so thankful the solutions from Advent worked. To see how they can help you with snoring, sleep apnea, and nasal breathing problems, go to adventknows.com, because Advent knows when you breathe well, you live better.
Back to school means back to savings with Exterior Pros and Baths. Right now, get $3,000 off your roofing, siding, windows, or bath project during their fall savings event. Don't wait. Call 262-800-4274 or visit extpros.com to claim your $3,000 savings and book your free estimate. Exterior Pros and Baths, Wisconsin's trusted home improvement experts. Trust the pros.
I've been to my fair share of green and gold games, and the best way to get there is with Accutrans Group. At Good Karma Brands and ESPN Milwaukee, we use Accutrans Group to get our partners to and from Green Bay, and it's always first class. From stadiums to concerts and tailgates, your game day fun starts the moment you step on board. Sit back, relax, and let their professional chauffeurs handle the traffic while you enjoy the ride. Accutrans Group is Milwaukee's premier ground transportation, available 24/7 with sedans, SUVs, limos, vans, and buses. Book today at AccuTransGroup.com.
Hey, this is Jen Latta. You're listening to 94.5 ESPN, WKTI, and WKTI HD Milwaukee.
A locally owned Good Karma brand station.
The 10 o'clock hour of Wilde Tausch begins now. We will get to some Packers conversation, which we have not had, other than our Romeo discussion. Which, by the way, where did we end up on there? Because we kind of rushed the end of our conversation so we could get to Brian Anderson on time.
Darts in medieval saloons is where we ended up.
That is where we finished. But I think we kind of came to there's 3, maybe 4 different options of what happens. I think option A, or I guess this is where I kind of want to just find out where our fans are at on this. Is option A that he signs a deal like old boy from Buffalo, $13-14 million a year? I would be more than happy with that from a Packer fan standpoint. I don't think Romeo should, but be that as it may. There's the other option of play this season out, get a comp pick, 3rd, 4th round pick. I don't think that's a bad option for the Pack. Then there's he's going to get number 1 wideout money. I don't want that. I'm not interested in that for the G&G. I'm not interested in paying him $30 million plus, which is what it would take. That'd be on the low end of a number 1 wideout. Then there is the 4th option, which I think is the most likely if it's going to get done. I don't know where Green Bay's head's at, is if he gets a Waddle contract from Miami, in that 25 to 27 per. That's a big old number. It's not in the grand scheme of things, but when you're starting to look at the other guys that the G&G want and who they have left for next season, everybody can be back but Doubs next year. Is that correct?
Yes. I don't know what they've extended Watson.
Yeah, yes. Now that Watson is done. So I just don't think the Packers will go there. The question is, will they go to 2021? If they do, is Romeo on board with doing a 3-year, $60 million deal? Because if that happens, I'd be happy with that as well. I don't know the Packers' mindset on Romeo to the degree. I have a really good idea of what I felt last year. And to Romeo's credit, he's put his head down just like they asked him to. He's worked, and he has been very productive. He is their number 1 wideout as we sit here today. Will he be come Thanksgiving? Or will Golden, or will Watson, or will someone else emerge? The odds would say right now it'll be Doubs. I think he has great chemistry with Jordan, and he might hold on to that. Though that is how I see this playing out, and I do believe the most likely option will be the Green Bay Packers get a comp pick, unless Romeo decides he wants to go the way of Buffalo and sign that $15 million a year deal.
All right, so the corollary question that I have is whatever you end up signing Romeo for, okay, whatever it is, $13 million a year, $17 million a year, $21 million a year, whatever. If you were to re-sign him, who do you then not re-sign? both Reed and Wicks a year from now?
Well, Wicks will not have a chance. If that happens, Wicks is probably
gone.
He might be. I don't know where his trade value would be, but yeah, you're not, and especially with at least one of these guys, you believe Matthew Golden's going to be the guy, or you don't pick him where they
Correct.
did. And Savion, he's already found his way in, and I think he will continue to try to grow his role. It would be very difficult to see anybody else unless Watson made a huge jump. If you re-sign Romeo Doubs, I believe that is the end for Christian Watson.
Yeah, so are we getting a little carried away after a 3-touchdown game?
Probably.
I mean, again, we're 4 games in.
What are his numbers through 4 weeks?
Romeo Doubs leads the Packers only in touchdown receptions. He has 13 catches for 179 yards.
4 tutters.
And 4 touchdowns.
Last time I checked, catching touchdowns is important.
It does matter,
yeah,
and so does picking up third downs. 4 of his 13 receptions have been on third down, and that have resulted in a first down.
Correct me if I'm wrong, because I think I'm reading what you're saying, but you're not saying.
Well, I didn't really finish my thought.
You think this is a little leaky from Old Boy's agent? You think there's a little leaking
I don't
going on?
know. I don't know about that. All I'm saying is that he's caught 13 passes.
You think we're crowning him as the number one wideout?
Well, we do have a history of doing that sort of thing, right?
Oh, I think we've the opposited of crowning Doubs. I think on this show we've been very...
No, not of Doubs, but of Jordan Love after the second half of 2023, of this defense after 3 games. Romeo Doubs has 13 receptions. The players who lead the NFL in receptions right now, Puka Nacua has 42. Jake Ferguson has 34. Christian McCaffrey has 31. Garrett Wilson has 27. Amon-Ra St. Brown has 27. Jackson Smith and Jigba and Jamar Chase have 26. Like, they all have double of what he has.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, he's not. He is a number one wideout with the Friends cast of this group. Matthew Golden is positioned to be the number one wideout.
And Matthew Golden, we were talking about how disappointing statistically his start was. He has 2 fewer catches than Romeo does. He has 11.
Yeah.
Yep. So I'm
Jason,
just...
who's going to be, when this season ends, who will be the number one wideout for the G&G?
Matthew Golden.
Agree.
I'm intrigued by what the career arc will be for Romeo Doubs. I am intrigued by what the career arc will be because now he is the only one. I mean, I suppose that's true. Malik Heath would have been a restricted free agent this past year, so I guess he'll be a free agent too. But there's 3 guys now that are under contract for 2026 that I don't have any real idea what they'll look like in 2027 and who they'll be playing for. And that's Reed, Wicks, and Watson. But Romeo is the one of their top 4 that is still going to be a free agent. And cursory talks
broaching
don't strike me as major talks. That's why they're cursory. So I don't know. And if they've changed their position on him, great.
Right.
Great.
Do you think
I don't know.
Do you think they have?
Look, the way Matt LaFleur spoke, it sounds like there's been some measure of a change of heart.
And it feels like,
from what I was hearing in February.
And it feels like it's, as long as it's on our terms, we would be open to it. That's what that sounded like to me.
Fair. I think that sounds fair.
Jill, what do you want? I gave you the 4 options. I'm sure you were listening intently. Which option? You always like those pick a deal.
Choose your own
adventure. Choose your own vacation.
I want Romeo Doubs to do what Alan Lazard didn't, and I want him to be the number 2 wide receiver in Green Bay for the majority of his career. How about that? I want him to take the contract. I would totally signed up for the $13 million a year. You're dependable. You're scoring touchdowns. You got a chance to win championships. Matthew Golden might be more talented long term, but you're the solid, dependable, clutch situation, third down, touchdown scoring option right now and maybe for a little while for Jordan Love and the Packers offense. He's more healthy and he's able to stay on the field better than Christian Watson can. He's more dependable and he's more of a true receiver than Jaden Reed has proven to be so far. Sign up to be the solid number 2 and the number 1 until Golden evolves into the role that you expect him to be in, and then stay in that role and win for a while here in Green Bay. That's what I want from Romeo Doubs.
Dave in the ESPN Madison YouTube comments, successful Packers teams of years past had 3 to 4 solid receivers at a time. If they had one like Romeo alongside Devontae in Rodgers last year's, they'd have won a Super Bowl.
They had Lazard.
Alan Lazard.
Wasn't well, I don't know when Romeo, I guess Devontae was gone when Romeo got here.
Correct.
Right?
2022, they were ships in the night.
I do think a stronger number 2 that it was. I just don't know if Aaron would have trusted he trusted Devontae so implicitly. I don't know if it would have mattered if it wasn't somebody that he had a ton of history with. I think he was always going to go down with the ship going to Devontae. And, I mean, we did see that up front close. And I don't know if a young Romeo Doubs would have made a difference in how he approached that. I would probably disagree with that.
Yeah. I just thought it was an interesting point.
Very interesting point. And yet, I mean, nobody knows the real answer on it, but I would say how Aaron worked and operated, and when push comes to shove, it's not about plays, it's about players. And I think that's how veteran players look at it, and that's why I think Jordan Love looks at it this way. And where did he go when the money was on the table? When in the red zone, he goes to Romeo.
Jesse, what do you have from the Carbless Talking text line?
Dustin in Brookfield, does Jordan Love have any input when it comes to the Doubs situation? Obviously not with the deal itself, but will Goody listen to what Love wants?
Great question.
Now we're getting to
Dustin.
where Aaron Rodgers was at the end. Is he going to listen to Rodgers? Is he going to do this?
Well, I think the play will be what dictates it, and I think Goody obviously sees that Jordan trusts Romeo Doubs a lot, and I think that has helped alleviate some of the mistrust that was garnered last year when the whole, however you want, debacle or whatever you want to call that stretch.
Situation.
It was a debacle. That garnered him enough to build this back up, and I think it's given him a chance to stay here long term. Whereas if that wasn't the case, I don't even know if he'd have been here this year. That connection, and I think the trust Jordan has in Romeo, is what gave him another opportunity to showcase his talents here in the G&G.
How has his emergence affected your prize pick choices?
Well, it's helped me with the Matthew Golden piece, for sure. Because the whole T had a weekend. Football season is here, and I've got to tell you, Prize Picks has made every game more fun for me. Prize Picks is daily fantasy made simple. You pick more or less on 2-player projections. You know what? No Packer game this week, so go ahead. Josh Allen's passing yards. Saquon, if he can find the end zone. Who's playing tonight? Rams, Niners, McCaffrey. I think he's playing. Purdy's not. I went Purdy last week. That didn't work, but it's fun. It's just a lot of fun. Prize Picks makes it fun all season long, and withdrawals are fast and secure. Apple Pay, Venmo, and more. That's why millions of fans are already on America's #1 fantasy sports app. So download the Prize Picks app today. Use code WI to get $50 in lineups after you play your first $5 lineup. Again, that is code WI for $50 in lineups after you play your first $5 play. Prize Picks. It's good
to be right.
Do any baseball? Game 3s all day?
No, I'm going to dabble probably Saturday with the Brew Crew. I think it's I'm going to wait. I'm going to wait and see how this. I'm going to wait and see how this all plays out. I want to see if it's the Cubbies, if it's the Padres. If it's the Padres, I disagree with Levo. I think the Padres are a better matchup. That's what I think. Yep.
That has been Tausch's Baseball Matchup Minute. More Wilde Tausch straight ahead. Stick around.
Wilde and Tausch continues next on 94.5 ESPN, presented by Pella Windows and Doors of Wisconsin and sponsored by American Family Insurance. While the green and gold have been doing some off-roading.
That was poorly managed. Almost lost the game before they had a chance to tie.
It was like watching a slow-motion car crash in front of your face where I'm just looking at the clock. I'm like, oh, my God.
It's time for the Pack to get back into the fast lane. Get all your Packers bye-week coverage right here. 94.5 ESPN, the ESPN Wisconsin app, and ESPN Milwaukee on YouTube.
And ESPN Radio Extra Point with Chris Canty.
To have the two worst passing halves that we've seen through the first quarter of the NFL season is an issue. The first half against the Rams, they had negative passing yards. The second half against the Bucs, Jalen Hurts didn't complete a pass. So those are things that raise an eyebrow. Is this team going to be able to sustain their level of play? Are they going to be able to find a way to continue to win games? Are they going to have block kicks for touchdowns in every single game? Or is this offense going to get back on track? I have questions about the Philadelphia Eagles. Not saying that this team is not capable of competing, because I clearly believe that they are the class of the NFC. But what I am saying is I do not believe that this is sustainable in terms of the team being outgained in yardage in every single game this season.
Do you have trouble getting in and out of the bathtub? Are you afraid you'll slip and fall entering or exiting a tub? Safe Step walk-in tubs can transform your bathtub from an area of concern to a calming refuge. Call them today at 1-800-731-4558 and save $1,600. Safe Step walk-in tubs and showers are proudly made in Tennessee and offer an ultra-low step-in, avoiding that difficult climb over a traditional bathtub wall. They also offer a variety of therapeutic benefits that may help soothe your aching muscles and joints, increasing your mobility, boosting your energy, and improving your sleep. Safe Step walk-in tubs are designed to easily fit your existing tub space and are often installed in as little as one day. Just dial 1-800-731-4558 today to save $1,600 and receive a free shower package. That's 1-800-731-4558 for a free no-obligation consultation and to save $1,600. Safe Step walk-in tubs. Safety never felt so good.
The Fall Trade-Up event is happening now at Cunis. With winter on the horizon, trade up now to a new, safe, and reliable vehicle. We'll do whatever it takes to make a deal at nearby Milwaukee Metro Cunis locations in Oak Creek, Greenfield, and the new Cunis Hope Chevrolet on West Metro Auto Mall. We have huge incentives and discounts on the most popular cars, trucks, and SUVs from Chevrolet, Buick, and GMC. Thinking pre-owned? We have over 2,500 in stock with payments for every budget. Plus, check out our service specials on brakes, tires, and oil changes.
I'm Brian Bohm, General Manager of Cunis of Oak Creek.
And I'm Bill Eater, General Manager of Cunis of Greenfield.
We would like to invite you to take advantage of these great monthly specials.
And remember that your vehicle will be covered by our exclusive No Fear lifetime powertrain warranty, included with new and qualified pre-owned purchases.
Call or stop in today for your VIP appointment.
Don't miss the Fall Trade-Up event. Start your search online at CunisMilwaukee.com.
We love the Packers. We bleed green and gold. And every time our team takes the field, well, it's pure football bliss. If only there was a way to experience that blissful winning feeling every day. At Associated Bank, we've got you. With 10% off Lambeau concessions and 15% off Pro Shop merch. All when you get Packers checking from Associated Bank. It's how Packers fans keep winning on game day and every day. Associated Bank. Bank of the Packers. Learn more at associatedbank.com/Packers. Member FDIC.
This is Wilde Tausch on 94.5 ESPN, sponsored by American Family Insurance. Insure carefully, dream fearlessly. Get a quote and find an agent at amfam.com.
So I mentioned this earlier, but our guy Tim Van Voren of Fox 6 Sports, he joins Uncle Homer all the time, including yesterday afternoon. I'm on, and then he's on, because it's It's one of those days where Homer's, by himself, and so he gets to have guests as opposed to co-hosts, and so he and I both join on Wednesdays. And TVV said something very interesting that caught Jesse's ear. Here's Tim Van Voren with Uncle Homer on the Homer Hour.
Having established that I think things will be different, Homer, in December, by December, I would say, how do you really even hold your head up high after these last two games by the Green Bay Packers? They were coming off a mini bye. If I hear one more time about how a mini bye is going to recharge us and allow us to get our act together, they had a mini bye after the Commanders game, Homer. And then they went to Cleveland and absolutely, just soiled everything. And then had the performance they had in Dallas. The sloppiness, the lack of attention to detail, the lack of execution. It certainly wasn't every player. In Cleveland, you can commend the defense. In Dallas, you can commend Jordan Love for a lot of things, not everything, obviously, and much of what the offense did. But from an overall team standpoint, when you just asked me the question, could they still go to the NFC Championship game? Sure they could. They have plenty of talent. But these two games were dreadful, embarrassing, humiliating, and perilously close to career-defining legacy if that clock hits zero for Jordan Love and Matt LaFleur.
So I think career-defining legacy is a little...
Flame-throwing TVV.
Is a little strong from Tim.
What the?
Not used to something
where
that
did
strong
that come from? That,
yeah.
TVV is usually pretty measured, and is Homer rubbing off on him? He's been doing that show with Homer for a long time.
Yeah. I think
putrid, dreadful,
embarrassing,
humiliating,
soiled.
I like filling your britches better, but I get it.
Heard it both ways.
Legacy defining. I will say this: if that clock does run out, it's not to the same degree. But what does everyone? If you want to take a shot at Dan Orlovsky, what do people always say?
Yeah, run out of the end zone.
Ran out of the back of the end zone. Yep. There would be wisecracks to Kingdom Come about. Hey, you should pay attention to the clock. You got to watch the clock.
I agree, but I'm telling you right now, and they're a long way from this. But if you win a championship, you think anybody's going to care?
And Tim started that statement, by the way, by saying that he believes they are going to be a very different team come December. But he's pointing out that as of right now, El Stinko, El Soilo, not good, which I think is fair. But again, they better be better by December. That's the whole idea. Matt LaFleur said to us on Tuesday that it's not that he doesn't care if they win in September, but he does not want them to be playing their best ball in September.
Well, they're not. That's perfect. He's got it figured out. They're not playing their best ball.
Because you would certainly.
And by the way, any team that wins a championship isn't going to be. I can remember New England teams that were still playing the September games like preseason games, rotating centers and guards, and doing different things, trying to find the matchups or the lineups that would help them win. And listen, we get it. This is a microwave society. Everything needs to happen now. It needs to be done now. And every loss is a huge overreaction. And we do that here on usually Mondays, Tuesdays. And then you start rationalizing and you start looking and you start thinking, what's the big picture? And for this football team, I still believe are there teams playing better than Green Bay? Absolutely there are. Is there a more talented group of individual players than what Green Bay has? I would put our roster, with the addition of Micah, I'd put us against anybody. I would. Now, the O-line needs to get its blank together. That is my biggest concern. Special teams, I'm concerned, but in Rich we trust. I mean, that is basically what we're doing here.
Do we?
No, we have to.
No one says
you don't have a choice. What's your choice? What's your choice?
Fire Rich.
Yeah, they're not going to fire Rich. And I don't know, to Jason's point, I'm not sure what is that going to do. Like, I don't know if that will change So special teams needs to get figured out. But if this O-line can figure itself out and you get your big money guys in there playing at the level you anticipate, this team would be as good a team as there is in the NFL. If they don't and they keep slopping around, because it was 2 years ago, that nightmare Amazon game for the G&G where they got bludgeoned. We got Farkast.
Confirmation Thursday.
We got Farkast. Like, they came in, that's when they were talking about dragging people out to sea and drowning them, and that's kind of what they did. And they told us they were going to do that. And now Green Bay, I thought, fought back and now is in a position, and they will be. This to me is more blippy than it is anything else. This has been a blip. And now you regroup, and you need to find a way to – the biggest complaint I'd have about the Matt LaFleur era with Jordan Love – I don't have any complaints about the second half, other than they blew that San Fran game. That could have been but that's a whole other deal. That happens. It's playoff football.
Okay.
Last season, I don't remember a thorough, wow, did they play all 4 quarters of really good football. I just don't remember a game. And I could say the same thing here. But when you're looking at the last 2 games. Offensively, obviously, there were some good things, but even against Washington, that game should have been Route City, USA, and it wasn't until they kind of put the throttle down. Detroit was probably the closest thing we saw to it, and you want to keep building off of that. And the season's long, but that's where this team has not really put it together and found what is our formula to win football games. Because I don't think they know that yet. I thought I knew, and boy, oh boy, was I wrong. Do I still believe it's going to be a dominant defense and an offense that's going to be incredibly opportunistic and going to be good enough to score when they need to? That's how I think. Mm-hmm. But last Sunday, it did kind of spun me around a little bit. Now, I'm going to regroup. It's like when I used to ride the Gravitron up at the Wood County Fair. You get spun around, you get up, and you're a little bit like, just wait a second, what? I'm in Juneau County now. How the heck did I end up in Juneau County? My defense is great in Wood County, but it stinks in Juneau County? No, I'm going to get back to Wood County. I'm going to get my roots, and we're going to be just fine. That's what I anticipate happening.
Quick fact check.
Did you ever do a Gravitron ride?
What's a Gravitron?
It's like a spinning wheel, and they have like gravity inside of it. You can like hang backwards, and you put your feet up, and then all of a sudden it stops, and you get there, and you're like, what the blank just happened to me?
You're shook.
Yeah.
Like you were.
That might be the only, and not to get too graphic, but since TVV is talking about soiling yourself, that was probably the only ride.
The Vomitron.
That I've. Yeah.
Thank you for sharing.
Well, you asked.
I'm not sure I did.
I asked, what's a Gravitron?
That's true. No, I didn't mean you, Jason. I meant Gel.
Didn't ask, hey, what's the only ride you ever soiled yourself on?
I didn't soil myself.
Yes, okay. Eric Franke of News 3 in Madison. True fact on Tausch with his reference to the Fonz. I interviewed Fonzie at a Badger football practice at the L.A. Coliseum in '99. Tausch is correct. He was a Badgers fan. Mm-hmm. Fonzie's daughter was at UW at the time.
Lil Fonz.
Hey! Also true, he's even shorter than Wilde. Very, very nice guy.
What a teammate Frankie is to you, huh?
Wow.
That's pretty cute.
A lot of history there.
Some other history from our old buddy Lance, one of our teammates. 26 years ago today, I would argue, no doubt for me collegiately, the greatest win team-wise ever. 26 years ago today. Can you tell me what that is, Gel?
1999.
Mm-hmm.
October
2.
Ohio State?
You know it. The greatest team win. Definitely collegiately, and right there probably with the Seattle playoff win for me that I played. Those would be the two, and that one is probably at the top of the list. 26 years ago already.
26 years ago today. The Wisconsin Badgers football team went into the Horseshoe, right? That game was at
And we
Ohio
shoved
State.
it up there, you know what.
But didn't you fall behind?
Yeah, we fell behind big.
17-0?
Sounds right. Yep.
And then they promptly scored the next 42
Threw a little 42.
points.
Threw a little 42 burger on him.
Oh, snap.
And then we busted up the coach's kid's leg. No, we didn't mean to do that.
That's not
but-
very nice.
No, it's not, but that's what happened.
Jeez. 42-17 your Badgers over the number 12 ranked Ohio State Buckeyes.
And I'm
Coming
not
off
being. I'm not going to be
losses.
I'm not going to be hyperbolic. I would make
Cincinnati
an
and Michigan.
argument that as we sit here right now, is the greatest win in the history of the Wisconsin football program. Tell me where I'm crazy. Tell me where I'm crazy.
We'll get into that coming up.
It's Ohio State. It saved our season. It led us to be the only two-time defending champions of the Rose Bowl in the history of the Big Ten. Never happened. Doesn't happen without that
supposed
dub.
to be able to go back.
Hey, doesn't happen without that dub.
It's true. It's a great win.
We haven't won a natty. We win a natty. We can start. Then you can come at me.
So you really want to say that, like in the '93 year, when they win in Tokyo to go to the Rose Bowl, or they win the Rose Bowl,
the
this is
Tokyo
better.
game. All of these are part of the conversation. I'm telling you how I feel. Obviously, it's more personal to me. If you want to come at me with the Tokyo Bowl and the Rose Bowl where Bevel runs it in, I'm not going to tell you you're an idiot. But I'm saying, if I said regular season, it's a no-brainer. Nobody's going to come at me. You want to talk Rose Bowls? That's fair.
How about the inaugural Big Ten championship game? Russell Wilson against Kirk Cousins.
No.
Duckworth.
No.
Brad Nortman.
Last name Roberson.
No.
I mean, you only get one chance ever to win the first of anything, and they did it.
I'm going to tell you this. It's that game, or it's the Bevel running and doing the whole deal and winning against UCLA. Those are your two options, in my humble opinion.
I agree. I'm Team Tausch on that.
The Tokyo Bowl had to be something, though, too. That
It's
had to be
definitely something. Yeah, I didn't go to that game.
How about Gilreath when they beat Ohio State?
And this game is underway with a
home game that did they end up? I mean, the reality is, did you win something with it? Like, that is the unfortunate part. When everybody talks about Russell Wilson, he was great here, no question. But
for all 5 months,
what are we going to do?
I think you look at when Barry stepped away as the coach, Bielema took over. There were a couple of down seasons after he got started real hot, and then that win solidified this is his program. And
26 years ago, 26 years ago today, I do declare that this is the greatest win in the history of the Wisconsin
94 Rose Bowl trumps it, but I agree that it's in
we
the
had
pantheon.
a freshman quarterback starting in the most hostile place in the Big Ten against the big bad bullies, and our season's shot. We're going to the Guardian Bowl if we lose that game. We're going to Garden City, New Jersey, to go play in the Garden Bowl. And we're getting, instead of going and winning another Rose Bowl, eating In-N-Out Burger and all that good stuff, we're probably getting some shears to go prune trees at a Garden Bowl.
I understand
I don't
that
know
it's
if you
a
do.
very special
No, I don't know if you
game to you.
Yeah.
And I am saying that it is definitely in the pantheon. But Barry Alvarez took over a program that was awash in red ink, that had like 40,000 people coming to the games to end the Don Morton era.
Yeah.
They went 1-10 his first year as the
Jason,
head coach.
It is a very fair
and they
argument.
came out of nowhere and won a Rose Bowl.
Yes.
And they had
agree.
They played in, like, this is their bowl history, by the way. Before they win the Rose Bowl in 1994.
There was an 82 Garden City Bowl that we would have been playing in had we lost that Ohio State game.
They played in the 53 and 60 and 63 Rose Bowls. The 1981 Garden State Bowl against Tennessee.
That was always the high water mark for a lot
The
of us.
1982 Independence Bowl.
Shreveport.
Against Kansas State.
Yep.
And the 1984 Hall of Fame Bowl against Kentucky.
Okay.
To that point. And then they dropped off the table. They were nothing. Then they go and win the Big Ten and then win the Rose Bowl against UCLA in their home stadium. Barry Alvarez carried off the field or hugged off the field with Huber. I'm sorry.
Yeah, you might be
right. It has to be number 2.
Hey, maybe.
But for you,
for me,
who wasn't on the 94 team, it is undeniably number 1. And for Brooks Bollinger and everybody else who was on that team.
Yeah, I'll be curious. And obviously, Barry, when Jesse hosts in 3 weeks after he gets back from his 5th vacation this month, I would think that question, Barry would answer it the way you are. But I'm not saying, I'm betting this is pretty dang close.
All right, Jesse, put that on your to-do list for the next Barry Alvarez show.
William Shatner and best win.
And you know what's funny? He'll actually take these notes and use them.
Yes,
in
for
comparison to when I ask him to, hey, jot that down, and then I ask him a day later, and he's like, well, I don't know. Why don't you write it down?
Right. We were back on the clock, and now we're not.
Jesse, is it absurd that I said what I said?
That you put it number 1 is absurd.
No.
What if I frame it in a regular season
format? It's not absurd to you.
Okay.
That was very deftly done there. I have mentioned this to you a couple times on the show now. I'm going to mention it again. You've heard the commercials that have started to run. I have never left North America. I've been to Canada and I've been to Mexico. 1 each. But that's about to change with Colette as we are going on a trip to London. We're going to England, Scotland, and Wales July 5th. So it is not that far away, and we would love it if you would join us. You can take in the charm of the countryside and the history of great cities. Imagine standing before Big Ben in London, and then later gazing out from Edinburgh Castle. So rich in history, it feels like you're stepping back in time. We'll also visit Chester and Shakespeare's Stratford-upon-Avon, places where every street seems to whisper a piece of history. And how about a scenic train ride through the rolling hills that lead us right into the medieval, which is how I say that word.
Oh, the saloon?
City of York. I will check and see if they have a saloon.
If you don't throw darts when you're over there, I'm going to be very disappointed.
From around here.
From iconic landmarks to cozy villages, from bustling city streets to peaceful countryside views, you'll experience the very best in Britain's history, culture, and beauty, and create memories of a lifetime. Paula and I and the girls are super excited to go. We hope you'll join us. To learn more about this amazing adventure, all you got to do is text TRAVEL to 844-770-3776. TRAVEL, 844-770-3776, or visit ESPNMilwaukeeTravel.com for full details. More Wilde and Tausch straight ahead. Stick around.
This is Wilde and Tausch, driven by Zimbrick.
Wilde and Tausch is presented by Pella Windows and Doors of Wisconsin. Call Gina Della from Pella at 855-PELLA-WI or visit online at PellaWI.com/radio.
Kevin Moret here for Mentality. Listen up, gentlemen. You're fighting an unfair battle. Studies show testosterone levels in men have plummeted by 25% in just 2 decades. That's why you're struggling with energy, muscle, and drive. But here's a game changer. Mentality's FDA-approved treatments boost testosterone by 30% on average. Imagine reclaiming the vitality your grandfathers had. Picture turning heads, dominating your career, and feeling unstoppable again. Don't settle for today's normal. Seize the day at mentalityhealth.com/radio. That's mentalityhealth.com/radio.
Penalty flags? Not here. Carbless is the clean play that every football fan can agree on. With 0 sugar, 0 carbs, and just 100 calories, you get all the flavor without the penalty. Whether you're tailgating outside the stadium, hosting a crew at home, or watching solo in your lucky jersey, Carbless brings premium cocktails right into the huddle. Made to be refreshingly delicious and game day ready, Carbless keeps fans cheering from kickoff to the final whistle. So this season, skip the sugar, skip the carbs, and make the winning call. Find your bliss with Carbless.
This is Matt Meitner, owner of Sit Means Sit Dog Training. Do you find yourself talking to your dog but feel like she's not listening to you?
Bella, sit!
Are you constantly repeating yourself but she's not following your directions?
Sit! Sit!
Frustrating, isn't it? At Sit Means Sit Dog Training, we want to help you have a happy, confident, and obedient dog, and we also want to make the training process an enjoyable and worthwhile experience. Contact Sit Means Sit today to schedule a free consultation so we can create a customized training program so you are able to have the dog you want and deserve.
Sit Means Sit Dog Training. Sorry, we don't train husbands, wives, or kids.
Life's better with American Family Insurance because we know you love working weekends. If it means working on your dream home, both inside and out. And we're here to help protect those dreams so you can enjoy peace of mind. Save up to 40% when you bundle home and auto. American Family Insurance. Get a quote and find an agent at amfam.com.
Products not available in every state. Some exclusions apply. American Family Mutual Insurance Company SI and its operating company 6000 American Parkway, Madison, Wisconsin.
At Tony Wendorf and Associates First Weber Group, we do more than close deals. We serve with gratitude and faith-filled purpose. We've sold over $300 million in real estate since 2020, one of the top-ranked real estate teams in Wisconsin, and we're just getting started. What sets us apart? We care. Even if we're not your agent, we'll still help. That's the kind of stewardship the community deserves. If you're buying or selling across southeastern Wisconsin, let us earn your trust. I'm Tony Wendorf, and I want to create your red carpet experience. Contact us at wendorfteam.firstweber.com.
After a serious accident, you'll need a winning team to protect your rights. Trust Wisconsin's own Brewers offices. Proud partner of your Milwaukee Brewers. One call, that's all.
At Boucher, we don't just sell cars, we build careers.
For over 45 years, Boucher has been Wisconsin's trusted name in automotive excellence, and today we're growing faster than ever.
Whether you're an experienced professional or just starting out, Boucher is hiring across all departments: sales, service, finance, and more.
Enjoy industry-leading pay, unbeatable benefits, paid training, and a workplace that truly values you. Join the Boucher family, where we ride with you every mile, and your future rides with us. Apply today at Boucher.com.
You're listening to Wilde Tausch on 94.5 ESPN. Presented by Pella Windows and Doors of Wisconsin and sponsored by American Family Insurance.
Folds of Honor. This fall, Bud Light and Folds of Honor need your help.
You're listening to Wilde Tausch on 94.5 ESPN. Presented by Pella Windows and Doors of Wisconsin and sponsored by American Family Insurance.
Students can't prepare for future jobs they don't know exist. At Junior Achievement, we help students meet their future selves. With the support of Manpower Group and volunteers from all walks of life, JA programs help young people explore careers, build resumes, and envision bold futures. To learn more, visit wisconsin.ja.org.
Getting a lot of feedback on the medieval times. No one was expecting that to be referenced multiple times during today's program. Jesse, I'm curious because we don't have time if we want to get back on the clock to Take It to the Bank. What has been the general feedback on the Carbless Talk and text line about today's program?
A lot of contributions regarding the Old West Saloon in Scotland or whatever Tausch was referring to.
Did anyone back me up on the apprehension and my, as Brian Anderson called it, pros versus Joes mentality? Like, I'm not the only, there's no way I'm the only one who's nervous about this and apprehensive and wants the Padres to win the series today, so the Cubs are just out of the picture, much like the 1996 Packers, as I mentioned earlier in the week, did not have to slay the Cowboys. The Cowboys were slayed for them on their way to Super Bowl 31.
So quite honestly, not a lot of feedback on that. Tim in Oregon, I'm being honest.
No, I love your honesty,
Tim in Oregon,
Joe.
The Cubs actually look very good, but we've got Murph. The world will see. So I think I think the mentality is similar to what I have, which is, yes, there are hesitations about the Brewers, but we've earned the number one seed. Bring forth your mightiest warriors, all other teams.
In medieval times.
Bring it on. I'm not playing matchup and pulling for a certain team because it might be a more favorable matchup. The Padres bullpen is incredible. They all throw over 100. They shut down
Who's
the Cubs.
dude that was throwing just
Mason Miller. Painting the corner perfectly. He was on the Athletic. He was buried on the Athletics this year. He goes to San Diego. Now he's potentially a hero for them. So the Padres bullpen is super good. The Cubs won the season series against the Brewers, and there's extra pressure that comes against facing Craig Counsell. Bring it all on. Phillies, Dodgers, doesn't matter. Padres, Cubs, doesn't matter. Sign us up for whoever you got as the number 1 seed, just like the Packers when they're a number 1 seed. The expectation is you're going to be competitive against every team that comes your way.
I've never heard anyone say when Green Bay's been the number 1 seed, they're the worst 1 seed in the history of football. That is so...
I've heard it said that it was the most important 1 seed in the history of football.
Yeah, well, it was for Kansas City and for the other side, but for whatever reason, it just hasn't seemed to matter for the G&G in the recent years.
That was said about the Titans the same year the Packers lost to the 49ers on that Saturday night. The Titans also lost to the Bengals earlier
Remember
that
the
day.
Titans.
Yeah.
You should always remember the Titans.
Well, I did. I just told you about it.
I know. And you should always remember them.
Okay.
Okay. We need to play trivia.
Well, where did you want to take that?
I don't know. I just thought...
Did we pull the Romeo Doubs deal? No?
Huh?
Did we pull? I mentioned...
Pull. Not,
Huh?
I thought you said.
Huh?
I thought you said pull. What did he say something?
Pull.
Pull.
It's a great
Did we pull?
I have not put the poll in the field. How would you like it phrased?
No, we don't need to.
No, let's do it.
It's too late. It's over.
Associated Bank has the best customer service in the industry. They've got the awards to prove it. Go to associatedbank.com to find more about early pay, about credit monitoring, about fraud protection, and about Packers checking, Badgers checking, and Brewers checking. All the great stuff, all at one place. They have great customer service. I've experienced it. They've been a great partner of the show. We love them, just like we love medieval times. Jesse, what's today's category for trivia? And is that poll been pulled into the field?
Today's trivia category, Wild Card Thursday. There are 3 series playing in Game 3 today in the baseball postseason. 1 question about the teams playing in each of those 3 series.
All right. 3 game 3s. 3 times 3 is 9. Caller 9 right now. Caller 9. 844-770-3776. 844-770-3776. Caller 9 plays trivia next. It's Wilde Tausch.
This is Wilde Tausch.
This is Wilde Tausch on 94.5 ESPN, presented by Pella Windows and Doors of Wisconsin, and sponsored by American Family Insurance. It doesn't matter if it's your first betting slip ever or just the first one of the week. We've got your Potawatomi sportsbook picks covered. Tune in Wednesdays to the Weekly Wager with Josh DiMaggio and Ben Brust.
Greasy Ben Brust. Just whichever way the wind's blowing. I have bad posture. I don't have a great backbone, Joshy.
The Weekly Wager, Wednesday nights at 6, right here on 94.5 ESPN, the ESPN Wisconsin app, and ESPN Milwaukee's YouTube channel.
Hey, this is Mike from Infinity Exteriors. Buying a roof, siding, or windows can feel overwhelming. Hidden costs, confusing contracts. We don't play that game. We educate you so you can decide. And when you know the facts, Infinity Exteriors is the clear choice. Since 1997, we've installed peace of mind with no surprise upcharges, flexible budgets, and immediate financing. Infinity Exteriors, saving our communities from unscrupulous contractors. Visit infinityexteriors.com.
Turn your driveway into the basketball court of your dreams with Precision Sports, Southeastern Wisconsin's dealer for Mega Slam, Ironclad, and Dominator hoop systems. From installation to customizable painted court lines, Precision Sports is a slam dunk. PrecisionSportsOnline.com.
Let's get the latest from Lambeau. This is your green and gold fix on 94.5 ESPN. Brought to you by Tri-City National Bank. Tri-City National Bank offers a full suite of personal and business banking products at more than 25 convenient locations. Open your account today at the community bank that's Milwaukee's best bank. Learn more at tcnb.com.
Look, Sunday's tie with the Dallas Cowboys was not a pretty one for the Green Bay Packers, especially that final drive in overtime where I think we were all going, what are you doing? Head coach Matt LaFleur shares a similar sentiment, maybe even stronger. Here's the head coach during his press conference on Tuesday.
It was like watching a slow-motion car crash in front of your face where I'm just looking at the clock. I'm like, oh, my God, there's going to be no time left.
There was time left. Just 1 second, which led to the NFL's first tie since 2022. I'm Alex Stroh.
This has been your Green and Gold Fix on 94.5 ESPN. Brought to you by Tri-City National Bank, your hometown bank.
Concerned about fraud? Tri-City's got your back. Use debit card alerts. Help stop a card hack. You'll get notified when your card's being used so you can prevent your account from abuse. Tri-City National Bank, member FDIC.
Hi, it's Jason Wilde from Wilde Tausch, inviting you to join me July 5th on a journey through the lovely landscapes of England, Scotland, and Wales with Colette. We'll take in the charm of the countryside and the history of the great cities. Imagine standing before Big Ben in London, then later gazing out from Edinburgh Castle. So rich in history, it feels like you're stepping back in time. Along the way, we'll explore the storybook villages of Chester and Shakespeare's Stratford-upon-Avon, places where every street seems to whisper a piece of history. And how about a scenic train ride through the rolling green hills that lead us right into the medieval city of York? It's all part of this incredible journey. From iconic landmarks to cozy villages, from bustling city streets to peaceful countryside views, you'll experience the very best of Britain's history, culture, and beauty, and create memories that last a lifetime. To learn more about this amazing adventure, text TRAVEL to 800-990-3776 or visit ESPNMilwaukeeTravel.com for full details.
Want your brand to turn heads and win hearts?
Captivate Exhibits can bring your brand to life by transforming lobbies, creating history walls, and beautifying facilities.
For over 32 years, Captivate has been the MVP of trade show exhibits and workplace design and fabrication. Let Captivate craft immersive branded environments that tell your story boldly, beautifully, and with purpose at events and around the office.
Score big by making your next event or your own space unforgettable. Create something legendary by getting started today at CaptivateExhibits.com.
You're listening to Wilde and Tausch on 94.5 ESPN. Presented by Pella Windows and Doors of Wisconsin. Call Gina Della from Pella at 855-PELLA-WI or visit online at PellaWI.com/radio.
These days, all our troubles, we lay to rest and we wish we could come back to these days.
These days, I love it when this guy comes and joins us when we're on remote at Steinhoffel's. He's like the Cal Ripken of attending our Steinhoffel's remotes, and now he's our trivia contestant. It's time now for Wilde and Tausch Trivia, presented by Cousin Subs.
Wilde and Tausch Trivia is presented by Cousin Subs. Crispy chicken tenders are now available at Cousin Subs. Order today in store at cousinsubs.com or with the Cousins app. Cousin Subs, we believe in better.
Let's welcome him in. It is Jerry in the Prairie. Jerry, good morning, buddy. How are you?
I'm doing great. How are you guys?
Have you shaved down the goatee to a mustache?
Nope, next week.
Okay. We look forward to that. Send us a picture. All right. The category brought to us by Jesse Nelson along with Cousin Subs is Wild Card Thursday. The first question is this. The Detroit, or Detroit, as Mike McCarthy would say it, Tigers and Cleveland Guardians will play Game 3 at Progressive Field in Cleveland this afternoon, a stadium which opened in 1994 with which original name? Was it John Stadium? Was it Jacobs Field? Or Jingleheimer Park?
We're going to go with B.
The Jake, indeed.
It used to be the Mistake by the Lake, and then it became the Jake by the Lake, which I think was fun. Thank you, Jesse. All right, Jerry, which Boston Red Sox legend had walk-off hits in Game 4 and 5 of the 04 ALCS, in which Boston overcame a 3-0 series deficit to beat the rival Yankees? Is it Manny Ramirez, David Ortiz, or Nomar Garciaparra?
Oh, boy. I have no idea.
Okay.
Let's go with Big Pop. Let's go with Big Pop.
You love it when they call it Big Papi is correct. Jesse, don't get the. I was finishing that. He loves it when you call him Big Papi.
Yeah.
Okay.
I'm sorry, was there a second line that we were all waiting for?
You were done.
No, you hit that trigger kind of quick, but I digress.
Jerry, question 3 is this. The Chicago Cubs are looking to win their first postseason series this afternoon since they defeated which of these teams in 5 games in the 2017 NLDS?
Woo, tough one.
So 16 was the year they won the World Series, right? And
correct.
Tausch was rooting for that.
Yeah.
I was wrong.
Tausch's worst take.
I was wrong on that.
Yeah. I know. I was getting there. You cut me off, much like the music earlier. Was that series that they won in 5 games in the 2017 NLDS a victory over the St. Louis Cardinals, the Washington Nationals, or the Atlanta Braves?
Oh, that is a tough question.
Ridiculously tough. Who the heck knows or cares?
Well, I'm guessing it's going to be either St. Louis or Atlanta, so I'm going to say Washington.
I don't know how that worked, but it worked brilliantly.
That's a veteran of the show that just understands jelly. He gets gel.
Yep, I got it. I didn't think I was going to get one answer right, honestly.
Well, you ended up with all 3. That means you got 4 entries into tomorrow's drawing. You have foiled the villain that is Jesse Nelson with these questions. Thanks for your loyalty to the show, buddy.
Sorry about that, Jesse. Thanks a lot, guys. Love you guys.
We love you, too.
I love you guys.
Yep.
The 11 o'clock hour of Wilde and Tausch starts in 2 minutes, so stick around.
Don't go anywhere. Another hour of Wilde and Tausch, presented by Pella Windows and Doors of Wisconsin, is coming up next on ESPN Wisconsin and the ESPN Wisconsin app.
Wisconsin sports fans, Brian Balaga here from my friends at Surfside. Football season is back, and we're bringing you your tailgate must-have. There's nothing more refreshing than an ice-cold Surfside to enjoy while you cheer on your home team. Made with real vodka and real brewed tea, Surfside is only 100 calories, 2 grams of sugar, and 0 bubbles. That's right, no carbonation, so it's easy to sip and enjoy. It's not a seltzer, it's Surfside. Ask for it at bars, restaurants, and stores near you. Must be 21. Please drink responsibly.
At Tony Wendorf & Associates First Weber Group, we believe in the human side of real estate. For us, it's faith, family, and friends in that order. We live that every single day. I'm Tony Wendorf. We move fast, negotiate with confidence, and communicate clearly so our clients win. We operate from a place of gratitude, having donated nearly $200,000 back to our community since 2020. You deserve a team that delivers a luxury experience no matter the price point. Contact us today to get started. Tony Wendorf & Associates, trusted knowledge, superior service. Contact us at WendorfTeam.firstweber.com.
Kevin Moret here from Mentality. Life's a relentless competition, and you might be losing without even knowing it. With testosterone levels plummeting 25% in just 2 decades, you're likely operating at a fraction of your potential. Your kids sense it when you're too exhausted for playtime. Your wife notices when that spark fades. Here's the harsh truth. Without addressing low T, nothing works. Diets fail, workouts fall flat, but there's hope. Mentality's FDA-approved treatment restores testosterone by an average of 30%. Don't let low T rob you of life's precious moments. Start at mentalityhealth.com/radio.
Dave Spano from Annex Wealth Management. It didn't seem like it when the season started, but we've watched the crew become a great team. We're just as proud of the team here at Annex. I'll put the Annex team up against anyone when it comes to what we do. Investment, retirement, tax, and estate planning. If that's what you're looking for, let's talk soon. AnnexWealth.com. Click the Get Started button. In the meantime, let's enjoy championship baseball in Milwaukee.
Hey, it's Rich Eisen. You're listening to 94.5 ESPN WKTI and WKTI HD Milwaukee.
A locally owned Good Karma brand station.
point, and then we'll take a break so we can talk to Coach Renall and talk our Warhawk football like we do every year with him. Just listening to Jesse do a Sports Center on ESPN Madison, and then you telling your story about Craig James and that Rose Bowl team. Tausch, I would like for you to enlighten us with your experience. Because I remember Brett Favre used to love to say, yeah, all that rah-rah stuff, he would use a different word, is great, but usually the guy that's saying, they called us a bunch of cream puffs, he runs out there and he gets his block knocked off on the opening kickoff and he's never heard from again. So when you hear Brian Anderson talk about, I hope the Brewers, and I know they are, hearing the worst team to have the best record in baseball history, when you heard the things being said about your Rose Bowl team, how does that factor in? In what way does that have an impact for a competitive athlete like yourself?
So guys don't believe that. They use it and say, well, blank off. And in a game where margins are tight and the preparation is, really important, anytime you can have someone maybe a little bit more on edge and maybe a little bit more close to just a little bit of motivation can sometimes be the difference. And it can be the dumbest stuff. And now winners always write history. So you can remember when I think it was Washington was playing Buffalo and somebody from Buffalo in the Super Bowl, and I remember Schlereth telling the story, their D-line coach made some comment, like what you would think was like a meaningless comment, and that entire offensive line room looked at it and thought, well, blank you. We're going to end up, and they end up running the ball. I think Timmy Smith had one of the great rushing performances of all time in that Super Bowl.
Yep.
There's stories like that every time someone finds that little bit and the motivation. And it could have been when Jason Wilde said as he's driving on a bus, I don't see how this team can lose. It's just these little things that, in the grand scheme, Brett is 100% right. If you don't have the horses, you're not going to have the horses. But usually in big games and you get to this spot, there's enough horses to go around. It's going to be who runs the smartest path and who finishes it off the strongest, who runs the smartest race.
Does it factor in during the lead up? Like, is there a greater focus and a greater intensity to the preparation?
I just think there's just again, you're talking about minute margins.
Right.
So any little bit can help. Now, there's probably 100 stories the other way where somebody talked a bunch of smack, said something, and then they went out and smacked them around and said, I told you this was going to happen.
Right.
But those stories don't get written because they're not as cute. And when it comes to baseball Saturday and Monday and whatever else, it's going to come down to who wins. It ain't going to be about, well, BA said this and, they're the worst team. Just like had UCLA probably felt a little dejected because they thought they should have been in the national championship, but Miami whooped them. Maybe that had more to do with it than Craig James saying Wisconsin stunk. It can be both. But again, little things in sports, when you're talking about at the highest level, they do matter. That's why coaches preach the small details. Because you're dealing with a lot of really good players at all levels. Little things make the difference. And that little extra fire, that little bit, maybe I'll watch an extra clip of film. Maybe I'll do this that I wouldn't have done if somebody didn't personally insult me. Like, that stuff is real. But it is far on the other side of, that is always the difference maker. It's just when they happen, which is rare, you hear about them a lot because it's fun.
Okay. I'm always fascinated by that because the mentality part of it is really intriguing to me. And you guys, clearly, that 99 team took every slight it could and channeled it into success. There's no denying that.
No doubt.
Barry Alvarez is a master of utilizing that kind of stuff because he also had the wherewithal when, guys say, we're going to go win the Big Ten when he was starting to build up the program.
Got to be honest, too.
You got to be right. exactly. You got to be honest about Jones Dairy Farm, which you absolutely love.
Indeed, it's family-owned and operated for 7 generations in Fort Atkinson, all the way since 1889, and they're best known for their all-natural sausage made from the original family recipe. None of that filler, nitrate, MSG, gluten, none of that. It's all natural. That's why it's been way ahead of the curve. And the bacon, life-changing. Why is it so special? Well, it's dry-aged for up to 3 weeks. You got intense flavor. It is worth the wait. Find all of Jones' great products at grocery stores across Wisconsin. Check the website's product finder at jonesdairyfarm.com.
Coach Jace Renall of the UW Whitewater Warhawks, as they get ready for UW lacrosse, joins us next. It's Wilde Tausch.
This is Wilde Tausch on 94.5 ESPN, presented by Pella Windows and Doors of Wisconsin and sponsored by American Family Insurance. While the green and gold have been doing some off-roading.
That was poorly managed. Almost lost the game before they had a chance to tie.
It was like watching a slow motion car crash in front of your face where I'm just looking at the clock and I'm like, oh my God.
It's time for the Pack to get back into the fast lane. Get all your Packers bye-week coverage right here. 94.5 ESPN, the ESPN Wisconsin app, and ESPN Milwaukee on YouTube.
Ready to watch the Packers like a VIP? Cousins Subs put you in the center of it all on the 50-yard line in plush recliner seats, complete with personal TVs and your favorites delivered from Cousins Subs. 2 pairs of fans are selected before each regular season home game to enjoy this one-of-a-kind experience. Enter daily to win the best seats in the house, only from Cousins Subs. Cousins Subs. We believe in better. See rules and eligibility for details.
Hi, it's Jason Wilde from Wilde Tausch, inviting you to join me July 5th on a journey through the lovely landscapes of England, Scotland, and Wales with Colette. We'll take in the charm of the countryside and the history of the great cities. Imagine standing before Big Ben in London, then later gazing out from Edinburgh Castle. So rich in history, it feels like you're stepping back in time. Along the way, we'll explore the storybook villages of Chester and Shakespeare's Stratford-upon-Avon, places where every street seems to whisper a piece of history. And how about a scenic train ride through the rolling green hills that lead us right into the medieval city of York? It's all part of this incredible journey. From iconic landmarks to cozy villages, from bustling city streets to peaceful countryside views, you'll experience the very best of Britain's history, culture, and beauty, and create memories that last a lifetime. To learn more about this amazing adventure, text TRAVEL to 800-990-3776 or visit ESPNMilwaukeeTravel.com for full details.
Time out on the field. Let's bring in Gina Della from Pella. What's the winning game plan this month?
Wayne, a whole house of new windows for as low as $297 a month with 0% interest for up to 60 months.
Wow, that's a drive you can sustain for years. No penalties, no extra interest.
And unlike opponents, Pella Windows and Doors of Wisconsin actually stops the drafts.
Don't sit on the sidelines, folks. Make your move today at PellaWI.com.
0 restrictions apply. It's 10/31/2025.
The UW Credit Union member Mark Tauscher here. People ask me, old T, why did you join UW Credit Union? Well, is it to keep your banking local? Is it the member first service? Great perks like early payday? Absolutely. But honestly, between us, I mean, it's Bucky. I can't say no to that face. If you love Wisconsin like I do, you just can't pay with anything else. Fandom makes us do crazy things, but this just makes sense. Become a UW Credit Union member and get your Bucky card like me. Federally insured by NCUA. Terms and conditions apply.
Hey, it's your friend John McGivern. In a world full of chaos, I'm grateful for a health plan that has my back. Network Health is so reliable and trustworthy, they always put me and over 126,000 members first. It's just what they do and what they've always done for over 41 years. Call 833-7-NETWORK today. HMO and POS plans underwritten by Network Health Plan. Compensation has been provided for using this endorsement of Network Health.
The annual Catholic Memorial High School open house is Sunday, October 12th. Become part of the CMH tradition and make plans now to attend from 10 a.m. to 1 p.m. on October 12th. Register at CatholicMemorial.net. Awarded for academic excellence, a rich tradition of athletic success, and an experience rooted in faith. Find out how your student can achieve more at CMH. Tour the school, meet the faculty and coaches, learn all about the opportunities available for your student. Register today at CatholicMemorial.net. Catholic Memorial High School, where you rise.
You're listening to Wilde Tausch on 94.5 ESPN. Presented by Pella Windows and Doors of Wisconsin. Call Gina Della from Pella at 855-PELLA-WI or visit online at PellaWI.com/radio.
Every year we do this, and I always look forward to it because you know I love Division III athletics, and I love non-revenue sports at the Division I level. However, this is the third year we've done this with Coach Jace, and I always am not quite sure how to say his last name. Now, Wilde versus Wilde, that happens all the time, right? But I always want to say Renall, and I'm wrong. It's Renall. It's Coach Jace Renall from UW Whitewater Warhawk football. Jace, good morning, buddy. How are you?
Good morning, guys. I'm doing great. Appreciate you having us on the show and looking forward to talking.
Yeah, I'm already in the doghouse, not only with the pronunciation thing, but my buddy Josh Goldberg is mad that he had to find out from you that you were on the show and that I didn't know. Like now I'm like his TV guide for Wilde Tausch. So we're happy to have you. We love it when we do this.
But I think Josh appreciates the free shout out right there, getting on the front end of the show.
I'm trying to make up. I mean, he's the voice. So he's kind of a bigger deal than me when it comes to Whitewater football. Speaking of big deals, you guys have a big one on Saturday with UW Lacrosse. You guys are out to what, a 3-0 start?
Yeah, we got through our non-conference, came out of it 3-0. Feeling pretty good about where we're at as a team, and huge challenge ahead of us on Saturday. As you mentioned, we start conference play with a tough opponent coming into the Perk.
So as someone who covers the Packers, coaching, I always believe coaching is coaching. Have you taken Matt LaFleur's advice of the teach tape for the final minute of Sunday night's game and used it to make sure your guys know that when the clock is winding down, we have to have urgency? Is that something that transcends levels, and you're using that to teach no matter what?
Without a doubt, right? That's the highlight of the week as you look at closing out the great weekends of football in the fall, and Sunday night football, everybody's tuned in. So I did not make it to the end, but I saw the end of the first half, and I think there's some lessons you can learn there too.
Right.
And, where you at? Where's your strengths? Where's your weaknesses? If your offensive line's not very good, why put them in that situation to end the first half?
I am curious because, and when I say that I'm a aficionado of Division III sports, it's largely because the WIAC is as good as it gets from a conference. We have so many great teams in so many great sports. I am curious, though, because Tausch and I have had this conversation before with the way Division I football is trending, right? And Tausch is one of the great stories of walk-ons at Wisconsin who went on to become starters and NFL players. And my concern with that is that is starting to go away because of all the limitations and everything else. I'm curious, how do you think that will trickle down to your level? Because I would be curious if guys that would walk on at a bigger program would go to you guys now because it's really good football, and if it may actually be helpful to you guys as a program.
I think it is. We'll see. Time will tell, but there's a lot of change going on at the higher levels. I think the teams that are going to have the hardest are the D2s and the FCS schools because they really turn into those minor league programs. And that's tough to build a program when you're developing, building, and all of a sudden they get their shot as a junior, play at a high level, and they're getting snatched up going to a higher level. So it hasn't quite hit us yet. I think we're in a good spot because I do believe that our guys still come to our program to earn a degree, and that is the priority as they look at playing football and earning a college degree. So I think we're still in a good spot, but who knows? I look at our team this year right now, and we're pretty young. We got a lot of talented juniors, and I sure hope that that we still got them all here next year as seniors. But got to get ahead of it, got to have a plan. but who knows how things will shake out as the game of football in college evolves.
So, Jace, when you have those juniors and sophomores, and man, they're playing really good football, do you try and hide the tape and not let that get trickled out into the FCS and the big boy schools?
No, I don't think we can do that. But I think what we can do is just have a great environment, great culture. As coaches, develop those relationships with the players, care about them, push them, do all those things that great coaches do. But then also, right, build a locker room that people don't want to leave, right? They want to be a part of something special. They want to be on a team that plays for each other, right? They care about each other. And I think if you develop that and have that, you're doing all that you can do as a coach to keep that locker room and keep that team going into that next year.
The game is Saturday at 1 p.m. at Perkins Stadium. It is Family Fest and Alumni Day. I just got a text from Bill Huber, a former offensive lineman for the Warhawks and one of my colleagues on the Packers beat. He's excited.
He's giving all that NIL money to you, right, Coach? Is Hubes sending a bunch of NIL money down to you?
Well, quarterback club. I'll have to check the record, see if he's joined the quarterback club here at Whitewater to help support the program.
Those sports writers raking in the big bucks, that's for sure. I want to go back to what I said about D3 and the WEAC, though, because obviously I've talked before on the show. Matt Lewis and Brad Fisher at UW Oshkosh, the men's and women's basketball coaches, are really good friends of mine, and I love watching their teams play. And I do think that people don't understand the quality of every sport in the WEAC is really high. Like, I was having this conversation in the locker room. I can't remember which player. It might have been with Bo Melton, about how, and he played at Rutgers, which is a fine academic and football institution in the Big Ten. But he has buddies that played in the Division II level, and they're like, this Division III in Wisconsin is legit. And he'd gone to I don't know which game he went to. I don't know if it was an Oshkosh game, but he was really impressed. How much of a sales pitch is that for you guys, that you have such a terrific competitive league?
I think it's a big part of the sales pitch when you get into the recruiting. Our league top to bottom, I think Whitewater back in 2005 was able to get to the national championship and then did that for 7 consecutive years. We won the trifecta, men's basketball, baseball, and football, won a national championship in 2013. So you talk about 20 years ago was 2005. And, Whitewater's kind of been at that top for a while. Well, what is everybody else in the league doing, right? They're trying to catch you. They're investing more into athletics, investing more into facilities and staffing. So that's just continued to elevate the level of competition in our league. So you want to come play competitive football, you want to be the best, you got to beat the best, and our league has done that. Now we got to do it in the playoffs, right? You get to the playoffs, now you got to be able to continue to advance so that you can keep this conference as that elite status. But come here, come compete week in and week out. You're going to get challenged. So it's awesome to be a part of, and if you're a competitor, you're all about that.
Well, having covered a couple of Stag Bowls myself, we are certainly pulling for you to make it to one again. The other thing I would like to say about Whitewater, because the girls went to their gymnastics camp. It's a great facilities. Love it there. Is there a better way to get to the campus that I've been using? Because I just always feel like I get turned around and lost.
God. Coach, did you realize you're going to be the
GPS?
Waze app today? He gets the head of CBS primetime programming on, and he asks him what time Murder, She Wrote's on. You got the head football coach on, and he's asking for directions. Hey, where's that restaurant close to this? What are you doing, Wilde?
More than you.
Just look at the phone, Wilde. Just follow the phone. There's a few options. If you zig and you're supposed to zag, just stay the course. You're going to get there.
All right. So if I was going for comic relief, I get nothing
you nailed
for
it.
that.
You nailed it.
Yeah. Well, with very little help from you, by the way. So let's get back to football, which I was going to do anyway. Take us through the matchup a little bit.
Which gate entry is the best to get in as far as tailgating goes, Coach?
What is Family Fest?
There's going to be long lines.
There we go. Yeah.
So are there still tickets available? Take us through the game day experience on Saturday if anybody wants to take it in.
Yeah, I've been told 10,000 tickets have been sold, and we got like 7 lots already sold out for parking. So You can check online, uwwsports.edu, and you can find all that information there. But get there early. Parking's going to be a challenge, and then there's probably going to be some lines at the gates if you don't get there, early. So, but it's going to be a huge game, huge challenge. But it's going to be an awesome atmosphere. You look at, we'll see about the Brewers, what time they're playing. Hopefully, I think we got to be Boston Red Sox fans to get that Brewer game to be at night. But the Badgers are on the road. The weather's going to be great. Two great competitive teams, and what an awesome place to be for a college football Saturday. But Whitewater, Wisconsin.
So, Jace, what if we get down there? What do we expect offensively? Just give us a little taste of where you guys are at through 3 weeks and what you're going to hang your hat on to try to win another championship.
Yeah, I think for us on offense, we're going to be physical. Our strengths are offensive line. We got a lot of returning experience there. We kind of got a little bit of a younger quarterback, but he's played well in our first 3 games. And, La Crosse has got a really good defense, and they're going to be aggressive. They're going to blitz. They're going to stunt, and they're going to put a lot on that quarterback to throw the ball and win us, get us some first downs, move the ball, and make smart decisions. Offensively for La Crosse, they're pretty talented. But us defensively, we got to make sure that we get after that quarterback. We can finish on him and make sure that when we get there, we tackle, get him to the ground. They got some long receivers and that are going to try to threaten the field vertically. So we got to make plays, 50-50 balls. But at the end of the day, I think when you play games like this, when they're really talented teams and very competitive, ball security and execution, right? Who can protect that football and then who can be clean and crisp on their execution. And I think that's who's going to come out on top.
Which parking lot do you think is the best parking lot to go into?
Go to lot 1. Go to lot 1 on the outskirts. Yeah, and then just walk.
Jason,
and tailgate, you can probably get some free food and a free drink on the way.
Exactly. Sid's got her UW Whitewater volleyball sweatshirt, which she can wear to the game as well. Look, in all seriousness, we have fun every year when we do this, and we're always pulling for you. It's an awesome deal that you guys got cooking down there, even if it's a harder stadium to get to. We love having you every year, and we're always pulling for you. Thanks, Jace.
You guys are the best. Appreciate it so much. Go Hawks.
Take 94.
You're a beauty, man. You are a beauty. I know. No. You're a beauty. You just can't help yourself. I love it. It's funny. I knew that you were going to do so. I knew it. And then I love that you double down and then triple down, too. That's the best part.
So, again, I know that there are people that think I'm just a complete idiot. I understand that. You are entitled to that opinion.
One of them's here right now.
But there is a method to the madness. And granted, the conversation, I've been texting back and forth with Brian Anderson. We're all good, I would like you to know. But sometimes it works, and sometimes it doesn't.
Interesting day with guests from you here today.
Rumor has it Brian's got extra time now. He's going down to the Whitewater game this weekend with his wife of 32 years. And they're going to go to lot 1. That's what I just learned from the last hour and a half.
No word yet on if he's taking 26 or a different highway.
I think there's construction on the main thoroughfare.
Shoot.
Having driven to the campus on multiple occasions, it is not the easiest place to get to.
I will say this, and in all seriousness, the WIAC or WIAC, everybody gets mad when you don't say it properly.
WIAC.
I say WIAC.
I know there's 100 different ways to say it. I said, we did the fun poll a few years ago, which city in the WIAC/WIAC. The football is legit. Like everybody knows that, and when you're recruiting and when you're doing that stuff, if it's, back in the old days when, Coach Eck was at South Dakota State and some of the other stuff, it was always tough sledding to get Wisconsin kids even to go there because of how good the football is in the WIAC/WIAC.
Are you doing a service to the conference by doing both pronunciations?
No, because
if you think
people get mad. And I want to make sure I'm saying it right, so I'm giving both options. So I don't know
you're
which
also
one it
making
is.
sure that you're saying it wrong.
No, but I've always thought it was WIAC, and I'm pretty sure the reels call it WIAC.
If I may, as the
Is Coach still there?
He's still hanging out. You want to ask him?
We should ask him. What's the correct pronunciation?
I think he's actually trying to get us directions to this.
Coach
Renall, I don't care what you call me. WEAC, I don't think we're picky either. We just love the shout out by you guys.
There we go.
There it is.
All right, it's either one. WEAC, WEAC, whatever.
This is like the end of Ferris Bueller. What are you still doing here? Go home. It's over.
No, too good. You guys are too good.
There we go. Yeah.
Jace, in all
What are you
seriousness,
trying to tell people to stop listening to our show?
No,
We're
I'm
supposed to be
not. It's a
welcoming.
joke.
Coach, thank you for sticking around. We appreciate you. What are we doing here,
Tosh,
Wilde?
do you have any other questions for Coach
No,
Renall?
he's got to go prep for this game. He's getting ready, but come on, man. Get off here. No, stick around. We'll break down. I don't know who else is playing this week. We'll break down the whole deal.
Does he want to take part in Whoa Nelly?
He's heard that before. He doesn't want to take part of that. I feel fairly confident.
Blame him.
Okay, we say goodbye.
I was waiting for the Jones Dairy Farm.
Oh, have you had their bacon? I'm telling you. Hey, the boys have a big game up front. Load them up, man.
Yep.
Load them up.
We got some relationships with Jones Dairy Farm. My brother-in-law is actually the president there. So
is that right?
Well, Jones Dairy Farm, Warhawk football got a little connection going.
Awesome. We spent a day down there, and man, the food just did not stop. All of their great stuff. I really think that the just the natural sausage, the log, is probably the best. But you can't beat the bacon. How about Braunschweiger? Where do you come down on Braunschweiger?
Yeah, no, that's not my cup of tea.
Not everybody's, but they make great Braunschweiger too.
Yeah.
Your brother-in-law is the president?
The president. That's right. The vice president was my college roommate for 6 years, too. So
look at this.
Shout out Matt Hensel and Ryan Robinson.
Let's go.
Well, thanks for sticking around. I don't want to offend you any further.
Let it rip. I got
what are you going to do? How are you going to offend him?
Well, I have to break. That's what.
Can you just imagine all the Jones Dairy product down at all those lots sizzling, getting ready for this big battle down there on Saturday afternoon? Is there anything more Wisconsin than that? I don't think there is.
Maybe a cold beverage to go with it.
It'll be Coors. It'll be a Coors Light down there, Coach. You know that. And if you're going to mix something, make sure it's Tito's. And, of course, make sure Pella Windows is down there as well. And come down in a Chevy Tahoe from Zimbrick Chevrolet. What else we got?
Butter.
Oh, yeah. And if you're make sure Grassland Dairy is part of your tailgate when you're cooking up the Jones Dairy. Jesse, anything else?
I think you're good.
I'm good.
No.
Make sure UW Credit Union get that. I know it's part of the whole UW system. Make sure we're down there. Bucky, I get the whole deal.
Jace, good luck on your next stop at Quick Trip. And we appreciate you spending some extra time with us unexpectedly. Go Warhawks.
Steinhoffel's chairs will be down there, too. You better believe that.
Go Warhawks. Saturday, October 4th, 1 p.m. kickoff, Perkins Stadium.
Let's go.
Easy to get to, not hard at all. Plug it into GPS. You're heading west if you're in Milwaukee. You're heading east, a little south. Southeast if you're coming from Madison. Gonna be a great day.
Hey, I'm not gonna say this was by far our best set with Coach. Can we all agree on that? This was by far our best. Just imagine next year what it'll be like.
They've all been good. The website, in all seriousness, for tickets, uwwsports.com. uwwsports.com. I'm on it right now. You can click on the roster. You can click on the schedule. You can join the Champions Club like Bill Huber. Everything you need is there. More Wilde and Tausch straight ahead. Stick around.
Wilde and Tausch continues next on 94.5 ESPN, presented by Pella Windows and Doors of Wisconsin, and sponsored by American Family Insurance.
Oh no, there's only seltzer left, and it's passionberry almond fruit? Who comes up with these? Kick the aluminum can to the curb and mix up a cocktail you actually want with Tito's. It tastes great, it's gluten-free, and it's available in a variety of sizes for your convenience. The flavor abilities are endless. Tito's Handmade Vodka, the official spirit of whatever you want to drink. Distilled and bottled by 5th Generation Inc., Austin, Texas. 40% alcohol by volume. Savor responsibly.
Milwaukee College Prep, redefining what's educationally possible so more children can pursue their dream. Join me, Craig Karmazin, and Milwaukee College Prep Thursday, October 23rd at Venue 3 at the 3rd Street Market Hall and take a stand in closing the opportunity gap for Milwaukee scholars. Your support means quality education is accessible to over 2,000 scholars in Milwaukee. Enjoy food, drinks, and a chance to learn more. Purchase tickets at 2025 takeastand.givesmart.com. That's 2025 takeastand.givesmart.com.
Outfit your crew. Your workforce is your brand. From uniforms to safety apparel, Alpha Custom Apparel helps you outfit your team with gear that looks sharp and works hard. We create durable, functional apparel that keeps your crew comfortable and confident on the job. No more digging through endless catalogs. We handle the details so you can focus on running your business. With fast turnaround, custom options, and friendly Midwest service, we make it easy to keep your team looking their best. Visit alphacustomapparel.com. Let's get to work.
Homer for Window Nation. It's October, and if you've got old windows, that means you're back to dealing with chilly air seeping into your home. Eliminate annoying drafts once and for all with Window Nation in Milwaukee. This month, buy 2 windows, get 2 for free, plus pay nothing for 2 years. With the holidays coming up, it's a big deal, and they can do it so quickly. Don't miss out on free windows and 0 payments for 2 years with Window Nation, proud partner of the Milwaukee Brewers. Visit windownation.com before October 31st to get started.
Any coach will tell you, games are won in the preparation. The same's true in cybersecurity. Trend Micro helps businesses move from reactive to proactive with cyber risk exposure management. That means real-time visibility into your risks across cloud, email, endpoints, and networks. For over 35 years, enterprises worldwide have trusted Trend Micro to prepare, protect, and perform. Don't wait for the next threat to blow the whistle. Get secure now at trendmicro.com, because the best defense is being ready before the game even starts.
Neck and back surgeries can be risky. Your spine deserves the best. Professional athletes trust Neurospine Center of Wisconsin, including baseball, where surgeon Dr. Brandon Rebels helped get Milwaukee's MVP back on the field for a stellar season. We can help you too. With the top nationally rated spine surgeons in the state for quality outcomes, you can trust the professionals at Neurospine Center of Wisconsin. Get a second opinion in just a few clicks. Now offered virtually throughout Wisconsin. Visit nscwi.com. Neurospine Center of Wisconsin. Your spine health is our passion.
At Great Midwest Bank, we've been serving Southeast Wisconsin homeowners for 90 years. Wait, 2025 minus 1935, 90 years. Wow. In our 90 years as a community bank, we've learned a lot about the values of the people who live and work here and appreciate the loyal customers that have made Great Midwest Bank who we are today. Find a location at greatmidwestbank.com. Great Midwest Bank, your simply local, equal housing lender and member FDIC.
I'm Pat Dunphy of Cannon & Dunphy, and I'm reaching out to you today not as an attorney, but as chair of the board of directors of Guest House. It's an organization that's been dedicated to dealing with the root causes of homelessness in Milwaukee for over 40 years. Its mission is to treat the homeless with dignity and help them rebuild their lives. So help us help the homeless by investing in the Guest House and the Milwaukee community. And also consider attending our gala on Thursday, November 13th.
This is Wilde Tausch on 94.5 ESPN, sponsored by American Family Insurance. Insure carefully, dream fearlessly. Get a quote and find an agent at amfam.com.
See the world 'cause it's all so brand new. Don't close your eyes 'cause your future's ready to shine. It's just a matter of time before we learn how to fly. Welcome to the rhythm.
Chris in the YouTube comments, also don't forget to call Gruber if you're involved in a fender bender on your way to Lot 1 to Perkins Stadium through the circuitous route it requires to take to get to UW Whitewater. Time now for Wonelli.
If the topic is good, the guys discuss.
Just the other morning I had breakfast at Tracy Rocker's house. His mama brought out 15 flapjacks. He said, Mama, take back 5 of them flapjacks. I gotta stay hungry for the Crimson Tide.
But if it's not, the show must go on. It's time for
Whoa, Nelly!
On Wilde Tausch.
Rob in Michigan, can we make this a new recurring thing where guests stick around surprisingly longer than we think?
That was pretty fun.
Overtime with Coach Renall was pretty great.
Just you love when everything synergizes together like that. That was fun.
Whoa, Nelly!
Tausch, you mentioned Thursday night football tonight. The Los Angeles Rams and Davante Adams taking on the San Francisco 49ers. Which of these teams are you more concerned will be a threat to the Green Bay Packers in the postseason?
Oh, it's Rams, and it's not close. San Fran, I told you that they'd probably be better. They got old, and they paid old players. It's the anti-Gootinator setup down there.
Can't do that.
Can't do it. And I know it's, you got to pay Aaron Jones. You got to do this. Always go young. Like Vic Ketchman used to always tell me, it's a young man's game.
God, there's a guy I haven't thought about in a long time.
It is a young man's game. And if you always want to go to the default mechanism, don't pay old players. And San Fran has paid old players, and I think the pipe is coming home to roost. And I think they're going to struggle immensely. So that's where I'm at.
The what is coming home to roost?
The piper. The piper is going home to roost.
The pipe?
The piper.
Pipe Jim is coming home to roost.
You paid a piper.
And then he roosts.
No, sometimes the piper, that's how it goes.
Whoa, Nelly!
What do you think will be more...
I mean, does anybody think that the 49ers are a bigger threat to the G&G than the Rams?
No.
They continue to crank out wins, though, which...
And they were 3-0.
They just lost last week to Jacksonvle at home.
They did, yeah. Jaguars might be better than we think, though.
But they might not be either.
Sure.
Whoa, Nelly!
Anybody can say anything they want. Like, they might not, too.
Yeah. What's going on in practice? I don't know. The Jaguars might be better than we think. Or they're not.
Well, and who's thinking? Like, what? Like, none of that made any sense.
Cubs might beat the Padres today, or they might not.
Whoa, Nelly!
I'm not saying, but I did a shtick 3 years ago, and the Packers beat the Kansas City Chiefs. Go ahead, Joe.
Be careful today, because the pipe might go home to roost for the Padres.
Which night game do you think will be more compelling to watch tonight? Rams, 49ers, or Red Sox, Yankees game 3?
Red Sox, Yankees game 3.
So I don't like the fact that I have to root for the Red Sox because I don't want to root for either one of those teams. Like, I don't like either one of them.
Don't do it. Turn on Law & Order SVU or watch something else. Go watch...
We want to root for the Red Sox because we want an 8 o'clock Brewers game on Saturday.
He said he didn't want to.
He's doing it for you because he wants...
Which part?
He wants...
For you and for Jace
and
everyone else who doesn't want their afternoon to be convoluted with UW
What do we have
lacrosse
against
versus...
the Red Sox? What do we care about the Red Sox? Like, I understand why we hate the Yankees. Or bleh.
I mean, it's not like the Red Sox are some plucky small market team.
They had a 90-year curse that they fought
Boston was the most spoiled fan base for a decade and a half with every sport.
Yeah.
Celtics, Patriots, Red Sox.
Yep.
Even the Bruins got in on the fun. Like, So don't feel bad about Boston fans, and may never in my life feel bad for Boston
I still feel
fans.
better. I'd still rather see them win than the Yankees win another one. I do.
I would agree with that statement. Next.
Oh, that's it. We're
this show really, I don't even know what happened today, but this show went just goofy. And I'd blame myself. I don't think I can blame myself.
This one's on Wilde today.
Usually
this is
blame
more Wilde.
yourself.
When I usually will say, I've fully admitted that clock management and some of the stuff, it is on me. I talk and I ramble from time to time. I didn't feel that way today, other than the Badger being the greatest win of all time.
A lot of tennis with BA also.
I didn't even bring that up. Jason did. Or Joey, as Brian calls him.
We need to wrap things up, and we'll do it next. It's Wilde Tausch.
This is Wilde Tausch.
Wilde Tausch is presented by Pella Windows and Doors of Wisconsin. Call Gina Della from Pella at 855-PELLA-WI or visit online at PellaWI.com/radio.
This year, it just feels different.
Swing and a miss. He struck him out. Out of here!
keep it to WTMJ as the Brewers fight their way to a pennant throughout the run of the playoffs. Brewers playoff coverage is presented by the Neurospine Center of Wisconsin and by Annex Wealth Management, Boucher Automotive, and Delta Dental. We are the home of the Brewers. WTMJ. Timeout on the field. Let's bring in Gina Della from Pella. What's the winning game plan this month?
Wayne, a whole house of new windows for as low as $297 a month with 0% interest for up to 60 months.
Wow, that's a drive you can sustain for years. No penalties, no extra interest.
And unlike opponents, Pella Windows and Doors of Wisconsin actually stops the drafts.
Don't sit on the sidelines, folks. Make your move today at PellaWI.com.
Certain restrictions apply. It's 10/31/2025.
Mark Tauscher here, and these days I am sleeping better than ever. I am so thankful I met with the great team at Advent to help solve my sleeping problems. The Advent team is so great to work with, and their consultations are very informative. The Advent team listened to my struggles, and rather than forcing a surgery, they helped me find the best solution for a better night's sleep. My family and I are so thankful the solutions from Advent worked. To see how they can help you with snoring, sleep apnea, and nasal breathing problems, go to adventknows.com, because Advent knows when you breathe well, you live better.
What's better than cheering for the Packers with an ice-cold beer in your hand? Cheering for the Packers with an ice-cold beer in your hand that you got for 10% off. And when you get Packers checking from Associated Bank, you get even more. Like 10% off food and 10% off drinks on game day. Like that ice-cold beer in your hand. Plus 15% off Pro Shop gear. Only with Packers checking. Associated Bank. Bank of the Packers. Learn more at associatedbank.com/Packers. Member FDIC.
It's ESPN Wisconsin's Game Night, so for Events by Design. Events like appreciation parties and retreats can go a long way towards boosting morale and retaining top talent. Events by Design is your go-to creative partner for employee events that truly make an impact. They help leaders retain top talent by making their people feel seen, valued, and celebrated. The creative team at Events by Design does all the planning and production, making sure things not only look great, but also work. Make a smart investment in your culture today. Search online, Events by Design. They design, you party.
The only thing that tops our selection is your savings discount liquor.
The teams are ready to go. The question is, are you ready? HD TVs in every room. Check. Blue and gold flag out front. Check. Grill ready to fire up. Check. Chips, dips, check, and check. Now the real planning begins. A trip to Discount Liquor to complete your Milwaukee baseball party or tailgate. Hi, this is Marie from Discount Liquor. Is beer on the menu? We'll set you up with your favorite or recommend something new. We have over 2,000 to choose from. What about liquor? Our variety is unmatched, as is our selection of wine. So if you want it, we've got it. Discount Liquor is your Milwaukee baseball playoff party headquarters. Discount Liquor has everything you need, all at the lowest prices in town. Come see us today at 51st in Oklahoma and Milwaukee, and on Barstow and Main in downtown Waukesha. Open daily 9 to 9 and Sundays 10 to 2.
Discount Liquor.
Wisconsin Badgers men's basketball is heading to Milwaukee this December when they play in the Milwaukee Hoops Showdown on Friday, December 19th at Pfizer Forum. The Badgers will tangle with Villanova at 7 p.m. with UW-Milwaukee and South Dakota State starting the action at 4 p.m. Two marquee men's basketball games, one exciting event at Pfizer Forum. Make plans and get your tickets now at PfizerForum.com/showdown. The Badgers headline the action on Friday, December 19th, and you don't want to miss it. Tickets are now available at PfizerForum.com/showdown.
You're listening to Wilde Tausch on 94.5 ESPN. Presented by Pella Windows and Doors of Wisconsin and sponsored by American Family Insurance.
We got 1 minute to spare. Tausch, tomorrow on the show, will we be talking about how the Red Sox beat the Yankees, so the Brewers will be playing late Saturday and not interfering with our college football schedule? And will we be talking about the Brewers getting ready for the Padres or the Cubs?
I don't know. No, I think it's going to be Yankees win. The game's going to be early, and I think it's going to be the Cubs coming to AmFam Field and getting everybody's nerves all extra spidery. Spidey. I think everybody's going to be all antsy, and then
Pipe comes home to roost.
And I think that's what's going to happen, Joe.
I'm Jason. He's Jelly.
Thanks, Tausch.
You're Joe. You ain't
Let's
Jason
go
today.
Padres.
You're Joey.
Let's go Red Sox. Let's go, Rich Eisen. That's it for us today. Thanks for coming along for the ride. Have a great day. Take care. Be good.
Miss any of today's episode of Wilde Tausch, presented by Pella Windows and Doors of Wisconsin? Commercial-free full show podcasts are available free on the ESPN Wisconsin app.
Hey, want to hear something great? Right now at Wendy's, you can get 2 of the #1 selling bacon cheeseburger in all fast food, the JBC, plus medium fries and a medium soft drink for just $8. Want to hear something else great? Double the burger means double the bacon. Now that's a game changer. 2 of the #1 bacon cheeseburgers with fries and a drink for just $8. Gotta be Wendy's.
Limited time only. U.S. price and participation may vary. Request $8 JBC meal deal to obtain discount. Individual items at regular price.
Staples presents That Was Easy.
So I'm opening my own coffee shop.
I smell a caffeinated catastrophe.
And I needed menu boards and banners printed.
What you really needed was a reality check.
Staples really came through. They printed menus and signs, even flyers in time for my grand opening.
And that's when the other shoe dropped.
Not quite. I got $125 off my custom print order.
Cha-ching! For your business printing, Staples.
That was easy.
Now save up to $125 on custom print orders. Valid in-store and online until 11/1. Exclusions apply. Visit staples.com/print for details.
It's a home run! But wait, is your roof ready for the big league storms? If your roof has more holes than a catcher's mitt, it's time to bring in the pros. At Avondale Roofing, we've been handling leaks, repairs, and full replacements with major league precision for over 30 years. And as a GAF Master Elite certified contractor, we bring top-tier quality and proven performance to every job. Whether it's a quick patch-up or full upgrade, our team steps up to the plate and knocks it out of the park every time. You're out! Don't wait till water's in your dugout. Call Avondale Roofing today and keep your home in the win column.
Hey, this is the Fat Jack, and we are wrapping up an incredible September run. 4-2 or better every single Saturday this football season has keyed a huge September. Players props winning again. Major League Baseball playoffs start this week. Basketball season is right around the corner. Go to fatjacksports.com and get on board with what's a great start to the season. We're going to be falling into profit all October long for under $100 a week. fatjacksports.com. Get signed up today and win this weekend betting the games against the spread.
Hey, this is Brad Nortman from KBN. Tune in to Kyle Bruston Nortman every day from 2 to 5. WKTI and WKTI HD Milwaukee.
A locally owned Good Karma brand station.
Subscribe at youtube.com/